All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the 2020 BMW eTour playoffs. So my name is Jason Young, aka Young46. I play the game World Golf Tour, aka WGT. We are going to be joined by the top players in the game. We're going to do commentary. We have 3 awesome matches today. We have 2 semifinal matches, and of course we have the finals. Anybody that has questions, feel free to ask it in chat. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. So without further ado, we have 3 of the top players in the game joining us here. We have F Magnitude, who is the career earnings leader, arguably one of the greatest players to ever play the game. We have Golf X3, a.k.a. Peyton, one of the top eTour players. I think he has won the first 3 events, so he is on a tear. And then we have Birchie, again, one of the top players in the games, played in multiple eTour events and always up there in all the big events. So how are you doing, guys?
Hello, Jason. Hello,
Doing
everyone.
well.
Hi, guys.
Happy to be here.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
Excited to watch these matches.
Yep, absolutely. This is going to be good. So again, if you guys have questions in chat, feel free to ask. So the way that the eTour works is it is a qualifier over the span of 8 weeks. So the lovely thing about the eTour is everyone plays with the same exact club. So whether you started playing yesterday or you've been playing for 10 years, everyone uses the same club. So it kind of puts everyone on a bit of an equal playing field. And over the course of those 8 weeks, we have 1-week qualifiers, which lead up to a bracket. And that is a stressful 4 days, if I say so myself. I know trying to get through those qualifiers and then the brackets is extremely fun. So all of our players, essentially the way it works, once we have the top 128 players, they break up into brackets. And the winners of each bracket, which totals 8, end up qualifying for the eTour playoffs, and then from there we play down into 2 pools. Unfortunately, the last player in each pool goes home, and that leaves us with 6 players, and then we play what's called a decider match, and then those folks will move on to the semifinals and the finals, which is where we are at today. If you missed the playoffs so far, the pool play stages, you can go to the European eTours YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing there, and you can get caught up on what happened up to today. All right, so are you guys ready to jump into the first semifinal match?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. Our first semifinal match is going to be versus me, versus Stewman66. So if you guys want to take it away here, I will bow out and let you guys do your thing.
Cool, let's do it.
All right, here we are. We are at St. Andrews Front 9, the old course, classic course with a lot of history behind it. We got Young 46 and Stewman 66. I believe Young 46 is at this point 2-0 so far. Had a tie with Jay Smithers. He's coming in here undefeated so far, looking to get into the final. Stewman has had a rough trip, but he did make it to the semifinals here, looking to maybe pull up a quick upset.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what Stewman can deliver here. To be honest, I hadn't heard of him before this event, but he made a really strong showing in the bracket, and obviously getting to the semis here is a super strong debut on the eTour.
Yes, I believe he has played St. Andrews twice so far in this tournament, so this is obviously a course he's comfortable at. Here we go. We got Young 46, no heartbeat.
Yeah, bit of a tricky putt from back there. I don't like to go long, but then again, Young 46 is a much better putter than I am, so he will probably be fine.
We should just mention why they chose this course. So they have a choice of St Andrews front nine, Congressional front nine, or Merion front nine. And Jason, as the highest seeded player, or the best seeded player, got to veto one of those first. He chose to veto Merion. And then Stuman 66 picked to play here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the favorites of most players. You see a lot of St Andrews once it's in the pool of courses for an event.
Stuman left himself a little putt short there. That can be a tricky one as well. I believe that breaks left to right.
It's a little fiddly, this backbend, isn't it? Especially in a headwind. It's quite difficult to control the flight of the ball and not accidentally get yourself spinning back down the green. So Jason would have chosen to veto Merion because there's 5 very easy holes on the front nine and 4 difficult holes. And it can be a bit of luck of the draw whether you get a good run on those 4 difficult holes or not. So anybody could win those holes, anybody could lose them. So it's a bit of an equalizer.
It's a great putt there by Young 46.
Yeah, nothing like a little knee knocker to start the round.
We have a bender putt here. Jason really put the pressure here on Steelman. Do not want to go 1 down on the first hole on St. Andrews front nine. He got the ding. Oh, missed it low.
Close.
So that's Young 46 with a 1-up lead.
Seems to go way too short.
Ooh, this might be too good of a wind.
Hole number 2 here, we got a straight tailwind. This could be tricky with the left pin.
Yeah, it's a huge slope just short of that pin. So playing in with the tailwind, it can be quite difficult to hold near that.
It is so hard not to hit that fast forward button, man.
I know.
He got a great kick though.
Yeah, I've been practicing.
So now you
that
can
too,
actually
not
play
watching it.
your 56 degree
I've been
wedge with a
trying,
bit
but
of
it's just,
backspin.
I just want to do it, you know.
So even with the tailwind, it should be perfectly possible to get that ball to stop.
Have you guys been to St Andrews in real life?
No, I haven't.
Nope.
But I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I played there a few times. It's a very interesting place when you turn up. It's got a kind of magical aura for golf fans. Just arriving, at the train station, getting a taxi into the town centre, you kind of feel a weight of history there. It's really interesting feeling. And I think Seb visited there last year, one of the other eTour players, and he's a non-golfer, and he said even he got that kind of magical feeling when he turned up there. So
did you actually play the old course?
Yeah, I played the old course. Three different events I played there. Never did particularly well in them, but certainly good fun to play.
Stillman here playing full backspin. We'll see how this turns out. He's looking to get this forward kick in check. 1 hop. He left it out to the right. It's going to leave himself with a really tricky putt.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Straight, so at least if you go a little bit long or a little bit short, the putt is fairly straight. Because if you miss to the side, you're just on a big side slope.
No heartbeat.
Young 46 shot going about 4 yards long, but that is a little bit better leave. If you are going to miss, that's the...
Yeah, I think he went with the safe option there. It's always like a above 50% chance he makes this, I think.
Will be interesting if any of these players will be using their timeouts for the European Tour. It'll be a 45-second shot clock, which means each player has 45 seconds to hit their shot. And I know some people like to take their time on these type of putts. Will be interesting to see if anyone gets to use their timeouts. I believe they have 2 total.
Nope. Ah, Jason, come on, man. It's an easy putt.
Oh, very
Oh.
close.
Right.
Left it a little out to the right. I believe he missing that slightly late. That'll be a putt I'm sure he's going to be thinking about the next couple of holes if Stuman makes this.
It's a bit of a nightmare putt, though. A lot of break left to right. Downhill as well. And especially with him missing the first putt on the first hole, I think his confidence won't be too high here.
Yep, and this putt can get away from you a little bit. If you put too much heat on it, it can go by 5 or 6 feet and leave yourself with another tricky putt coming back up, which he doesn't want to do. Not taking the timeout.
Yep.
That was a tough spot.
Ooh, there's that putt. He was aggressive on that one. But
Very important putt now. We only play 9 holes, so going 2 down after 2 would be horrible.
yeah.
But
You can't be expecting his confidence right now is going to be too high with this putter. But he did make that putt. So we're going to be going into hole 3. Young 46, 1 up.
read that putt in the wrong view, and then I didn't have time to make the adjustment. I should have took a timeout there. That was dumb.
All right, hole number 3 here. It's pretty straight up. Pretty simple hole. You got a 16-mile right to left wind.
Well, this is shaky wind
A
direction.
wide green. Pretty known for St. Andrews to have. Are there any spots on this green you guys wouldn't want to miss with this pin?
I think you don't want to go a little bit long on this hole because you end up, there's a kind of a mound just 3 yards past the hole, and if you end up on the back of that, it kind of makes the read a bit difficult for the putt. But a little bit short is not too bad, a little bit left, a little bit right is okay.
Yeah, ding the driver.
This wind, they should both be hitting wedges into the green, so it should be fairly easy to get the distance right on the shots.
Ball there.
Thanks. Going back.
It's worth mentioning for our European Tour viewers that the way they construct these courses in WGT is they go out and photograph the courses in real life. And they have lines of cameramen and drones and helicopters, and they go and photograph every different aspect of the course from all possible angles. So wherever your ball ends up in the game, they've got a real camera shot from the course showing that. And I think that's one of the things that as players we all enjoy, and it's why we keep coming back to this game, is because it feels a little bit more realistic than other games.
Particularly on the greens, I would say. I think they're doing a particularly great job displaying them like they are in real life.
Yeah, and having played this course, the putts do putt exactly like they do in real life. And of course they do, there's a choice of 2 different pins on each hole at St Andrews, and both of those pins are positions that they would use in the Open Championship.
An interesting fact, I've actually heard of tour players who have actually played this game just to get prepared for the actual tournament at the course they're playing on this game.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Where they play the Open at St Andrews every 5 or 6 years, and obviously with the huge double greens they have here, there's quite often, 80-foot putts and things, and we have heard of professionals,
Birdie.
on a rainy day or a windy day
Thank
at
you.
St Andrews where they don't want to be out practicing. They will go and practice some of these long putts in the game just to get an idea of what the breaks are, because it's that realistic.
All right. Looks like they're both going to tie hole number
Good
3.
birdie.
Thank
So
you.
young 46 remains 1 up.
Solid birdies there, and that's what you'd expect with wedges in the hand.
Hole number 4, a longer par 4, 485 yards. We do have the front pin.
I don't know about you guys, I find this front pin much harder because it's cut on a big slope and there's a kind of valley long and right of it, where if you run into that valley, it's very, very difficult to get a read on
Yep.
the putt back to the hole.
Yep, I agree.
Good news is they've got a tailwind, so
Thank
they
you.
can knock it up a long way down this fairway and give
Wow.
themselves a fairly controllable shot to the green.
Looks like he got a pretty big kick there. That might actually come to an advantage to him here on the approach shot.
A little long.
It's a pretty good kick as well. Not quite as good as Jason's. Both of them have got fairly short irons to the green. Key here really is, for me, would be to get it inside a yard, because any putt from about 2 or 3 yards can be very, very difficult to read on this green in this pin position.
Yep. Ball placement on the green here is everything. Ideally, you'd probably want to be about pin high, a little right. It's kind of the miss here. Anywhere long is going to be a bit tricky. And even short, really still. Stewman with a 9-iron. He got the heartbeat, though. So a heartbeat outside of 100 yards means
Good
you're
shot.
inside 10 feet, I believe, right?
Thank you.
That's right, yeah.
And that's a good
Inside,
shot there.
I think 50 to 100 yards, it's I think it's inside 3 feet or 5 feet or something.
Yep. And when we meet heartbeat, that just means when the outside of the screen pops this this white flashing animation you see. That's what we mean by heartbeat. You see? Because I'm not sure if anyone's
Yeah.
getting game sound right now.
Thank you.
So another great shot there.
Yeah, it's a good place to leave it.
This will be a pretty big putt if he can make this. Stewman has not made a putt outside of, I think, 6 or 7 feet so far, so his putt's going to be pretty tricky, so I'm sure his confidence is not going to be good on that putt. So this is a big putt by young 46, I think.
Yeah, well done.
And he made it.
Nice bird.
Thank you.
So it's actually quite a gentle break on this putt. It's one of the easier
Yeah.
ones. So he's missed it in a good spot. Even though it's severely downhill, he should be able to hit this fairly firmly and fairly straight to get it in. But it is absolutely crucial, because you can't really go 2 down with 5 to play at St Andrews and have much of a hope of getting back, because there's too many easy holes coming up.
Yep, there's a good
Good
putt
putt.
there.
Slippery.
Hopefully that
Back.
boosts his confidence in his putting coming into the next few holes. It's always good to see the ball drop in the hole, just for a little bit confidence booster. All right, par 5. This will not be reachable. We got a straight headwind.
bit unlucky for Stuman here. That's definitely a hole where
Yeah.
he can
I
pick
don't
up
think
a
we're
shot.
getting home in
And
two
there's
here.
not too many chances on the front nine for that, so
We need
I
a
bet he
leader.
hoped for a different wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he could get lucky and land it on one of the downslopes of one of these mounds here, he might be able to ping it far enough just to get up there. But it's
Yep.
still, you'd only be able to reach the front of the green perhaps, and that would not leave a very nice putt.
Landed soft.
Both in a similar distance, though. So,
Yeah.
yeah, as you said, with a bit of luck, you can get the kick, but
Yep.
more likely than not, they won't reach the green here.
There is a downslope mound about 15 yards in front of the green. I'm curious if he's going to be going for that. He's got topspin.
Get that.
Looks like it landed just short of it. It's not a
Yeah.
bad spot, though.
No, definitely an easy birdie from there, but
It was
He
a
needs
good
more, I
effort
guess.
to
Yeah,
get
you're
the
pretty
right
close,
kick as
so I
well.
guess you can.
It was very, very close to pinging up onto the green.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to hit the backside.
Yeah.
Similar shot there, just landed short of the downslope, so didn't quite get the kick up.
Yep. Rolling down a few yards again. We should probably note both of these players have already secured $1,000 for reaching the semifinals, so that's obviously a nice thing to have already.
Yep.
But there's a good chance that whoever wins this will qualify for the grand final in Dubai as, well, Golf X3, Peyton. You already qualified and may end up in the final, so definitely high pressure game.
All right, Stiming going with the 62-yard punch here. He's putting quite a bit of backspin on it.
And get it full.
We left himself with a
Yeah,
really
that's
tough
what I
putt.
thought. That's kind of an interesting idea here from Stuman, I guess. But I always find it risky to put any backspin on punches into a headwind.
Yep.
They tend to end up short.
I don't think he's going to be too happy with that shot. Should be expecting a pretty close one here by Young 46.
Oh, there's no wind.
No
Oh,
heartbeat.
that was horrendous.
Ooh, he left himself with a long putt too. All right. Big bender putt here by Stuman. I'm sure
I
this
think
is a
it's a must make, isn't it?
yep.
Definitely.
It's a putt he knows he has to make.
And it's really difficult to read this one. You've got to dribble the putt quite slowly because you're coming down the hill. And there's that big break left to right. That just gets magnified by the fact that the putt's running so slowly.
Not taking a timeout here. Feels confident with his line.
That'll be fun.
Oh, and he misses low again.
This is low again. Yeah. Bit of a theme here on the first 5 holes for him.
All right, Young 46 has got to be feeling pretty good after that. This putt does not have much break to it, although it is missable.
Definitely the easier putt here between the two of them. And, well, I won't say he would clinch the victory already if he makes it, but it would be pretty close to that.
So far, not a single player has taken a timeout yet. We'll see if Young 46 does here. Nope. Looks like he's going to go through with it.
Yeah, got the line.
Good putt there. As you can see by his reaction, he's pretty relieved on that one.
Probably should use the timeout there, but
Yeah, me too.
It's a big hole to pick up there. The 8th hole at St Andrews front 9 is a bit fiddly sometimes, depending on the pin position, so that could be a hole that would change hands, but you'd expect to birdie 6, 7, and 9, so being 2 up in this position is a very solid place to be.
Yeah, they got the easy pin position here as well. Much easier to have the one in the center of the green than the one stuck to the left. Chris, I actually see a question here in chat for you as a St Andrews expert. And someone is asking if it's true that the course is closed to play on Sundays, so that people who live nearby can walk the course.
We might have to Google that one. I think that's possibly true, but
there. That's the kick.
not a member there. I've just played there a few times, so I don't actually know the rules there. I think I have heard something like that before, though.
So I would assume we will see two 60-degree wedge shots here into the green. Pretty good distance for both of them.
Yep, another hole where ball position is very key here. Young 46 gets the heartbeat.
Go in. Oh,
That was a great shot. Oh, almost went in.
take it.
I think he had it there.
So my sources tell me, aka Google, every Sunday the course is closed to let it rest.
Well, that's a wonderful piece of tradition, isn't it? Sunday is a day of rest traditionally, so they rest the course as well.
All right, Stuman in here. Not a bad number. He's putting some backspin on. Maybe trying to go for a hole out. He gets the heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
He definitely likes the backspin on the
Great
wedges.
shot
It's
there.
not something I would usually
Oh, that was a
play,
great attempt.
but that was great, yeah. Yeah, you would think with only 3 holes coming up now, he probably needs a hole out on one of them, and hope for a par of Jason on the par 3.
Yep. Hole number 7
Good
here.
birdies.
Hopefully they get a tailwind.
You too.
We might see someone try to carry the bunker. That'd be
Is it
interesting.
actually drivable?
I think
in
so.
modern
If you get a straight tailwind with this driver.
Well, we won't see it this time.
Nope.
I never actually tried.
Yeah, you can get there with a proper driver, but with this eTour driver that's slightly shorter than the best clubs in the game, I think it's pretty marginal whether you could get to this green.
Ooh, it's got to slow down.
Whoa,
I think
ball.
it's good.
Whoa, ball. Wow.
Yep. Oh well.
It's in the
A
rough.
big
but
kick.
not
Yeah,
bad.
but should be manageable from this
Well, it's a
distance.
good yardage for a 75-yard club there, slightly into the wind and out of the rough. Just to explain to our European Tour viewers, everybody in WGT can choose their own clubs from quite a vast
I didn't make you
selection.
nervous there about going for it.
50-yard wedges, 60-yard wedges.
A little bit.
But for the eTour events, they have a specific set of clubs that everybody has to use. And this set only has a 75-yard wedge as the shortest club in the bag. So certain small yardages can be quite fiddly, and you actually have to get used to these clubs if you want to do well at these events. The driver isn't quite as long as the longest drives in the game. The irons aren't quite as accurate. So they're trying to make the game just slightly more difficult, just to test the players in these events.
I do like that arrangement, though. It definitely helps to level the playing field a little bit. And you see some maybe unusual names in some of these tournaments. That's pretty cool, I think.
That's a good shot.
Stuman had a little bit of an awkward number in,
Thank you.
but it's not a
That
bad
pretty
lead
well,
there.
though.
Yep. Quite a bit of release, but I think he will be fine there.
So we can see down in the bottom right of the screen, it says rough 30 to 40% lie. That means that 30 to 40% of the ball has been covered by rough. And that takes a bit of the power off and a bit of the spin that you can apply to the ball. So you have to make an
Easy on the
adjustment for
release
that when
here.
you're playing into the green.
Easy on the release. All right.
Good shot from there.
Thank you.
Jason's done a pretty good job of adjusting to that. That's a fairly good approach.
Pretty straightforward putt here. Looks like he's going to aim it right on the edge of the hole. Yep, and drops.
Nice bird.
Thank you. Good birdie.
Yep, as expected, no problem for Stuman here. Pretty easy putt. But he has to win both of the next holes now to stay in the tournament.
Ooh, really tough wind. With this pinned and this club combination, it's really hard to get this shot to stop.
Yeah, this could be good news for Stu, and it gives him a slight chance to maybe get back into this if Jason can't hit this shot close.
Yeah. About the best you can do with this shot is about 12 feet long if you land it perfect.
I'm just going to use timeout.
Okay.
Looks like young 46. He's going to take his first time out here. It's a good
He knows
strategy.
how
not
important
rushing.
this shot is. Just trying to think clearly about where he wants to try and put the ball to leave himself the best, straightest putt from past the hole, which is really the only place you can go here.
Looks like he's going to choke down on a 6-iron.
No heartbeat.
I'm expecting this to land right on the front of the green and just run out.
Settle.
Good shot.
Yeah,
Should be
it's
a
about
dead
the
very
best.
good
putt,
shot.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Tricky thing is, the closer to the front of the green you land it here, the more of a downslope you're landing on, so the more it pings forward. So Jason actually landed that perfectly just a few yards past the front of the green, and it gave him a chance to get a little bit of spin on, and that's why he's only gone 4 yards past. Just get one bad bounce here, it'd be easy to go 20 or 30 feet past.
Looks like Stuman's also choosing to choke down on a 6-iron.
Lead again.
Missed it a little bit late out to the right.
Good shot. Not much you can do with that tailwind there.
Yeah.
It's a good
Don't want to land
result
too
too,
short
though.
and then shoot
That's a
forward.
manageable
Right,
putt.
and then you get the hard kick. Yeah.
They basically played the identical shot here, with the exception that Stuman missed the ding a little bit. But both putts are very makeable, I think.
Yeah, the ding line is the name we give to that little white line right there in the middle of the blue bit on the swing meter. That's where you're trying to hit it to get a straight shot. So if you click a little bit early, you get a sort of a pull or a draw. You click a little bit late, you get a push or a fade. And Stuman hit that a little bit late, which is why he pushed it out to the right.
So must make now.
Yep.
Good roll.
And he sinks it.
Big putt
Indeed,
there.
that was
nice.
huge. Keeps
Yeah,
him in
clutch
the game.
putt.
Misting.
But knowing Jason, I would expect him to make this one. It's a pretty straightforward putt as well.
Yep. For the match. Looks like there's a little bit of right to left break right off the start. And it kind of just straightens out.
Good game, man. Great game.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did
good
just
game.
it perfectly.
Makes it.
Well played.
Yeah, and you can
Thank you.
see he's really happy. He knows what it means.
Yep.
Goes to the final.
That's an extra $500 in the bank. That's a chance to play for the $5,000 winners pot in the final. And also, of course, if he wins the final, he's guaranteed a place in Dubai, which is the big $50,000 tournament at the end of the year. And if Peyton makes it to the final, then Jason will automatically go through to Dubai because Peyton's already qualified.
And you have to say he would definitely deserve a spot in Dubai. And I think everyone would love to see him there as the most avid streamer of WDT and obviously one of the very best players as well.
Yeah, and one of the most successful this year as well.
That was a tough game against Stu. I think he played really well in the qualifiers, so and in the pool plays he played really well. So it was his first time playing in this type of event, but I thought he played extremely well and put up a good challenge.
Yep. Yeah, he did great throughout the whole tournament.
He did. Yeah, he put up some really good scores in the qualifying rounds in the brackets. So I didn't know how he was going to do, but he looked really good and played great. So it can be a little bit nerve-wracking playing in your first event, that's for sure. But so now we've got the next one, which actually involves Peyton here, Golf X3, going up against Walk of Life, one of the two really heavy hitters and great players in the game. So, Peyton, what made you choose Congressional here, or what course did you actually want to play?
I think I was wanting to play Congressional. I can't remember exactly how the veto went. I think who would have vetoed first?
It would have been you.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would have vetoed Marion, and then I guess Walk of Life just wanted to play Congressional over St. Andrews, so he just picked Congressional. It's a course we've both been playing quite a bit throughout the tournament. So
for the players that don't have a lot of knowledge of the game, what would you say is the difference between Congressional and St. Andrews, between all of you guys?
Well, I would say Congressional, you have more room to make mistakes in match play. I think at St. Andrews, kind of like how you saw against your match versus Stu, man, you make a couple of mistakes right off the bat and you're just down basically the whole match. So Congressional kind of gives you some room to make some mistakes.
Yeah, Congressional is a kind of old-style American course where all the greens are tilting towards you. That means if you hit straight shots, you're either getting a straight uphill or straight downhill putt, and that can make it quite easy. If you hit your shots a little bit sideways, you've always got side hill putts, which is very difficult. So for the straight hitters like Peyton and Walk of Life, they both enjoy playing Congressional because they've got a better chance of leaving themselves makeable putts on every hole.
Oh, never thought about it like that before.
No, neither have I. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So let's get right in here and see what happens here. Again, this is our second semifinal match. So the winner of this match goes on to play myself in the finals. I don't like this tee shot. I don't know why, but it's a bit of a tight fairway into a headwind.
Well, I got a ding.
Especially with the eTour clubs. The driver can be quite prone to going offline, even with a ding. So always a bit of a risk here.
Yep. That was a pretty aggressive line that GolfX played there. Did you want to play that aggressive, or were you thinking about that?
I don't think I was trying to play that aggressive. I think the driver just kind of went offline with the ding there. It wasn't my exact. I don't know. Maybe I was aiming that. I wasn't really paying attention, but looks like Joe's just kind of following me here on the same line.
I also like that you're sporting the red shirt again, the Sunday shirt.
Yeah. It's
I
a
think you had that
tradition.
on for every tournament so far, right?
Yeah. It's a tradition now, I guess. Tough shot here, though. Headwind on the first hole. Congressional. Can be a little tricky.
So chat was giving me a lot of grief about my pink shoes. So I'm interested to see what they think about your avatar here.
I mean, those pink shoes are they're pretty terrible.
It's good
I
sound.
don't know if you're trying to be Bubba Watson or what.
All right, good
Ooh,
shot.
that 8-iron. All right, not a terrible leave there. Little
Nope.
long left.
Little left to right putt, but not too bad. I never mind coming up a little short and a little right here. I just I don't like being short left.
Looks like Joe choking down on an 8-iron a little bit.
I like that play.
Also gets
He's
the
looking
heartbeat.
better than mine.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah,
Great shot.
Great shot.
Great shot, yeah.
Thank you.
Put a little pressure on you there.
It's not the hardest putt in the world, but it is missable.
Yeah, that's the
Not
kind of
right.
putt I would miss. Yeah, 9 out of 10 times on my first attempt.
So do you guys like playing these putts a little firmer in match play or a little more dead weight?
Since we switched to the new version of the game, the early access version, I just try to play it very firmly on basically every putt. And so did Peyton here.
Sure.
Well done.
Thank you. All right, looks like we're going to be square through the first hole.
I think that's probably the biggest difference you'll see. Most of your better players will play these short ones very firm. Take out the break and play
Good,
firm.
birdie.
Thank you. See if we get the right to
All right,
left wind.
on
That's
to
what I'm
hole
hoping
number
for.
2. This one can be a tough
I
one.
was only joking.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think playing the putt firm is especially a good strategy for match play because it basically doesn't matter. Once you miss it, you lose the hole anyway, so it doesn't matter if you go by 3 feet or 6 feet.
Yep.
And you definitely increase your chance of a birdie by playing it firm.
What was Peyton doing when opening the side screen? So you can open the menu bar and it'll take the aiming box out. Now, of course, since this has happened, we actually have the ability to remove it now, but you didn't then. So this is a gutsy little shot right here. That's a huge ding right
Started
there.
it left on me. Yeah, that's a
It's
hard shot to hit with
It's
that
a
right to
scary
left one.
line, and for those that don't know, if you miss in this right
Yeah,
rough
good
here,
shot.
you'll probably have a
Thank you.
20 footer or more for par. So really gutsy line he took there.
Yeah, the safe play will be to dump it short and left and try and leave yourself a fairly straight putt up the hill from about 15 feet, but
Yep.
it's still hard to read. So
I
taking
wonder if
the
that's
risk,
what.
putting it close is good.
If you're Joe here, I mean, you have to, in Walk of Life, his name is Joe. If you're Joe, you have to follow suit here.
Ding,
Gets
no
the
heart.
ding.
I guess it's short.
No
I
heartbeat.
don't know.
Overturning
Oh,
on him.
way short.
Good spot.
Oh, just short.
Smoked.
Ooh.
Yeah, quite short. But it's an uphill putt to be aggressive with. It's not the worst leave, just a little long, especially when your opponent's in there in tap-in range almost.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of bad luck there. The randomness that's built into WDT kicked in there, and definitely ended up on the very short end of the radius.
Yep. With a ding, too. It's pretty rare to come up that short with a ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to explain to people that maybe don't know the game, all the clubs have precision and forgiveness ratings.
Probably going to time out.
And these eTour clubs, as we mentioned before, are slightly less precise and slightly less forgiving than the very top clubs in the game. And that introduces an element of randomness to it. So a shot like that you can hit perfectly well might go fine like Peyton's. But if you're a bit unlucky, it'll come up miles short like Joe's.
So it
Joe
looks like
taking
we
his first timeout here on the second hole already. But I think it's definitely worth it. That's a huge putt.
What do you guys feel about that degree of randomness? Some people like it because it gives the game more of a feel of real golf, because golf isn't a game of perfects.
Well, I
Some
would-
people, it drives them up the wall because they're playing a computer game. They expect to get predictable results when they hit shots.
With the way WT is designed, I think it's absolutely necessary to add a certain level of difficulty. But let's see the putt first.
Great, it's the ding. And it
Wow.
drops
Great.
dead center. What a
Great
great
shot.
putt.
I think it's one of the things that keeps us coming back playing this game, is that you can hit the same shot 10 different times and get 10 slightly different results. So it's always leaving you different putts, different looks at holes. It stops the game from becoming stale, so you can just play the same courses,
Thank
the
you.
same clubs all the time, but with you get to enjoy the full range of shots on the course and places to play from.
Yep, I agree.
Definitely. I mean, ideally, that result would be achieved by making it a bit mechanically harder, I guess, and not just having to hit the ding. But yeah, with hitting the ding, the only thing you have
I don't know
to
what I did
do
wrong on the
mechanically, I
approach
think
or
it's
on the tee
definitely
shot.
necessary.
Be like land 9 yards short. I guess I
What'd you
don't
hit?
know what spin I hit. Yeah, I thought I hit around 3/4 back, roughly.
Yeah, I think that's what I hit as well.
Like 77%.
How do you
maybe,
guys feel
I think.
about the pin in the center of the green
I
here?
saw yours release a
I
little bit.
don't
and I
really
got
like it
scared.
for some
I was going to
reason,
hit.
although it should be the easier one of the two.
I was going to hit.
I
less
like it
spin,
with these
and then
clubs. I kind of prefer
yeah,
with
if I
these
release
clubs.
past the hole, I'd rather leave
Just
it below.
because the back
but-
pin, a lot of times you get a long iron in, and you come
The
off
back
short.
pin
so easy.
is cut on top of a shelf, and there's not that much room to work with short of the pin. So if you're hitting a long iron in there, you've got to be very, very precise about where you land it, as there's a bit more margin for error with this shot to the front pin.
Yep.
Again, it's one of these traditional congressional greens. It's sloping towards the player, so your shot is going to bite a little bit when it lands, and if you don't get it on line, you're going to have a side hill putt.
Looks like a great shot.
This one's right at it.
Ooh, a little short.
Shot.
Yeah, fantastic shot.
Thank you.
Right below the hole, a fairly easy straight uphill putt.
This is one of those holes where you really only find trouble when you go kind of right of the pin, whether it's short or long, but anything left, even long, seems to be pretty simple.
Yep.
Find there's a bit of a false front on this hole, so you just have to add a little bit of yardage.
Yep. Throughout this whole tournament, we've seen most players end up short. Although with this
Long.
camera view, it's going
It
long.
came up short, so I added a little bit.
long. It's not a bad leave either.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
not too bad from that.
You can hear Walk saying he added a little bit
Guess
and
I
just
could've
went long, but the
added
putt
anything.
is really easy.
Yep.
Yep, this is in a great spot.
Yep, Sim, they are playing on a PC version.
Good putt.
But
Thank you. It was actually a perfect leave. It was dead straight.
Yeah, Walk of Life definitely doing a good job of countering the great shots of Peyton. Peyton went first on the approach 3 times, and yeah, Joe did a really good job playing the birdies each time.
Man, I didn't realize how much I spam this menu bar.
well, you don't have to anymore.
Sure.
The big putt there. That was not an easy one.
Thank you. Yeah, when I hit it, when I actually had the putt, I didn't realize it was going to be that hard of a putt
When do we get here? Oh,
until I
that's
saw the break. Phenomenal wind.
This is one
tricky
where you
one.
think birdie has a really good chance to win the hole with the pin being front left. It's a very tricky shot, but the headwind definitely helps hold the ball up here. So I think this is maybe not the perfect win, but it's pretty darn close. I think a right to left headwind would be ideal.
Yeah, with these clubs, there's definitely a decent chance you're landing the approach into the tree that hangs over the bunker. And in that case, you're obviously in big trouble. So I would always go for the approach shot a bit to the right. That's always safer.
Yep. So you'll see they'll try to take it as far down the right as possible. With the overhanging tree on the second shot here, you can hit it and it just drops into the bunker, and it is not good. So Peyton's in a perfect spot here off the tee. Walk he's in an okay spot, but that tree still has to be looming in his mind a little bit here. It always is, the left to right wind.
Looks like he's aiming about a yard right, just to kind of play it safe. You got the ding though.
The dinger.
No heartbeat. No heart rate. Heartbeat.
Played it a little safe.
Short?
Didn't quite play as much.
Short, yeah.
That's
Short
not a
and
bad
right.
spot there.
Nope, going to be a little right to left there. Not an easy putt, though.
Play-
Whereas I
little
think
wing
here, Peyton can just go right at it. I don't think you're too worried about the tree in this spot, right?
Wow, no, this is not a good number. I find you can play a little bit more aggressive with these type of approach shots in this version, just because the mistings tend to go a little bit more online.
Still not one you want to miss early.
Oh, I was playing with fire on that shot. Misting a little bit early.
Yeah, great shot.
Nice shot.
Bit of a
Very
tricky
nice.
putt from there, I think.
Thank you.
but,
I think that's a good leap there.
I think that was one of those shots where I added just a little bit just to avoid the bunker. I wasn't sure how those clubs would react to that shot.
It's two bendy putts here, so it definitely can go either way.
Didn't need to wait click minutes. Not even close.
Oh,
Ooh. A little bit high.
He missed the ding a bit to the right, which is a
probably
slight
won't make mine
push, and he
anyways.
also hit it quite firmly as well, which is
Always
a
miss these type of
deadly
putts.
combination.
I thought the misting was intentional to counterbalance the break a little bit, but apparently it wasn't. You definitely have a lot of friend requests, Peyton. Why don't you answer them?
Where do you? I don't even see the friend request on this game. Where do you see that?
There's like a 98 next to the friends button. I think that means 98 friend requests. Yeah, great putt.
Thank you. Looking back on that putt, I think I probably should have taken a timeout. I think I hit it like right at the last second. But
It's 4 holes played, 4 birdies so far, Peyton. That's very good play. And of course, that's the one slightly unrealistic thing about this game, is that because it's a computer game, because you're just clicking a mouse, and because you have all the information at your fingertips, like the exact wind strength, the distances, the elevations, it's much easier to
that's an
did that
aggressive
play a
line.
kind of perfect round than it
Yeah.
would be in real life. So your target really is to make 9 birdies in 9 holes, whereas in real life you'd be, on Congressional, you'd be quite happy to break par, really.
Yeah, that's particularly true for the conditions the eTour is played in. It's only moderate winds, always the same green speed, and we don't use the uneven lies feature as well, so scores will be low.
So this hole is a little bit different from the regular congressional hole. It doesn't slope back to
One
front.
shot.
Kind of slopes left to right. Thank you. So you
Very
get
nice.
punished for distance control more than how offline you hit it left to right.
Well done there, though. So putting the pressure again on Joe.
Oh, the early click.
Yeah, I had that exact same click from. It's 97 yards.
Yeah, not a really great result there.
No,
Same
that's
click I
good.
had on,
Definitely a
Rose
shot
and
I don't feel super comfortable with
St.
these
Andrews.
clubs as well. If you put a little bit of power off the 56 degree wedge, it tends to be unreliable in the results.
So would this be a putt you guys would hit firmer than regular, knowing that I'm probably in for birdie?
Mm,
I think if it
Not-
was
not-
the
not- not really.
flash
It's-
version of the game, I would hit it firmly. In this version of the game, I find you get a lot of lip outs if you hit putts firmly, so I think I'd try and dribble it.
I find that to be the case too.
oh.
Oh. Thought that was going in.
Yeah, it looked good at the start, but
Bit of a choke. Bit of a choke going on
yeah,
here.
it's definitely an avoidable mistake here to play a par on the 5th.
How much did that putt break up there?
Exactly
Like
what
what a
Peyton
bit,
was
right?
saying about the approach.
Yeah.
He got the distance a little bit wrong, went a couple
didn't
of
think it
yards
late
too
enough. I
far,
was going
and
for
left
the-
a horrible side hill putt back.
Later click.
Tailwind back pen again. Let's do it.
5 holes,
No,
5
not this
birdies,
time.
2 up. Very good playing.
Front pin.
So we got a par 5 here. Is it reachable with this wind? Not sure if this is
I don't
reachable
know.
in two or not with this
maybe.
wind.
I don't think so though.
Oh man, that
This
started
is
out
quite an
so
interesting win for
fast.
these clubs. This is going to be a very borderline approach shot, whether you can make it with a 3-wood or not. So both players are probably going to have a tough choice.
You know what's
to
crazy is that was a
Ooh.
ding too. Oh,
No,
as you can
less
see,
so
the
Probably
now.
not
rough.
reachable.
You can see that was 242 yards to the hole there, which is exactly the right distance for a 3-wood shot. So if it had been in the fairway, the approach to the green would have been possible.
Yeah, it should be reachable.
Yeah,
Walk of life with a nice shot. Although, personally, I
good
wouldn't
old
feel comfortable
driver.
going for the green here. Well, at least not going for the pin. Going for the green, of course, but
What is the 3-iron though?
I
She
would
carrying
probably
a
go
normal
for
set
the
out of this rough. I think it's like
30-foot putt from the
170
back
or
of the
something
green.
like that.
Yeah, this front
So they
pin is
should carry
horrible.
somewhat similar
with
to
a
that.
3-wood in your hand that doesn't spin very much, and with that wind you'd be starting it out over the lake as well. You missed the ding a little bit right, you're blocking
God,
it
I hope
into
I
the
remember that
lake.
number right. What if
And
it
I
was
think
like
it's a bit-
220 or something? Hit in the
I
water.
think it's a bit too far away to go for it for the with the hybrid.
Yeah, that's
Although we
true.
may have a chance there.
3-woods in this game are notoriously fickle, so you can hit a perfectly good shot and it still might go anywhere. So it's certainly a big decision for Joe to make now, to take the shot on, but you feel that 2 down is probably going to have to, because it's a fairly easy birdie for Peyton after that solid layup. Joe's taking quite
He's
an
aiming
aggressive
that
line
really
here,
far out there.
and he's being aggressive with the power as well. He's
Missed
really
a little
trying to
late.
knock this
It's not a
close.
Just
good
gotta get
line. I'm
lucky.
guessing it's going to be long.
I thought that might have
Yeah,
been
but
wet.
3 would always nukes. But it is a putt. He's on the
Yep.
green.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
a good
not a ding.
result, and
That
it's
was a
fairly
scary
straight
click.
putt as well. So the gamble's paid off there. He's given himself a chance to get a hole back with an eagle.
All right, Joe. Here's a putt.
Solid shot.
got it.
Peyton.
I don't like these putts.
Very competently done. I imagine you've mapped your eTour.
I don't even know what way this breaks. This
particularly to get that sort of.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that putt over there.
Exactly right. Would that be the case?
I have no idea.
Well, with the 62 punch, I just kind of play it very similar to our regular clubs, the 60-yard wedge.
Uh-huh.
That's just, I've never mapped that exact shot out. It was more so just knowing how my 60-yard wedge plays, and then I backed off it a little bit.
Guess I'm going to time out again.
Pretty straight putt here. This will be a big one.
I think he takes another timeout, which would be wise. Yep. Yeah, you definitely feel like he has to make
Does it have a
this
lot
one.
of break to it?
No, it's like almost straight, I think, but I don't know what way. I don't think it's straight, but I don't know what way it breaks. I don't know if it's slightly left or right.
It's
or
fairly
slightly right
straight.
to
These
left.
type of putts can sometimes be the trickiest ones to make.
No idea.
Yeah, it can be
feel like-
quite.
Yeah, I feel like this
Go-
green
go.
has more break than what it shows. That's when you get past the pin here.
Yeah. He gets the ding. Great putt. Ooh,
A huge
wow,
Thank you.
it's a big putt. Very nice.
It was dead straight, I think.
Have to think that 8 is a fairly short hole, 9 is a fairly easy par 5, so you'd think both players would birdie those holes. So if Joe had been 2 down going into this hole, it's almost game over. But being only 1 down, he now has a chance to get back into this match.
It's a great
It's
win.
the
Great win
heartbeat.
too with these clubs.
Great shot. That's a bird. Seems he's gotten a little bit momentum after that
Ooh,
putt.
Thank you.
It's a
Very
great
nice.
shot.
Yeah, Joe is obviously always dangerous. I remember him holding out and beating me in the very first E2 event. So
I remember that, yeah.
even if you birdie every hole yourself, you're not safe if you're playing against them.
No heartbeat for me. It's probably going to come up
No
short.
heartbeat.
At this point, I
All
thought
the
he
way
had a pretty
long,
good
okay.
shot, but it just went long.
Yeah, and that's
You
a
can
bit
long
of
and
bit of
slightly
the
further
trouble.
right, you can come back, can't you, off that mound? But
Yeah.
going long and left, it just sticks up there.
Yeah, it's particularly difficult with these clubs because they don't create the same type of backspin you're used to from your regular clubs.
Pretty tough putt here, especially in the new version. I struggle with these type of putts. I believe I'm going to take a timeout. Gotta remember where I'm aiming this, so a timeout. At this point, I'm just trying to remember where I'm aiming.
Just to explain to people what we're talking about with these different versions of the game. The original game was designed using something called Flash, which is a bit of software which is used to animate things. And that's been taken out of service at the end of this year. So Topgolf WGT has had to come up with a new version of the game that doesn't use Flash. And they also have a mobile application. And so they've based this new version primarily on the mobile application. So it's the same pictures, the same underlying physics, but it has more of the look of the mobile app.
All right, next putt.
That's a huge spot.
Fantastic.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
And that was really important.
Yeah, that was a putt I was
Beat
pretty
someone who
nervous
never
over.
misses. You know that?
Yeah, I had a putt similar to that. Who was it against? It was
Interesting
against
that you're
you,
not-
wasn't it?
You weren't
Maybe.
that confident and you felt nervous over that. I
No, it
feel
might have
like
been.
you're one of the best players in the game at those kind of
Can't
fiddly
remember.
downhill breaking putts. If
The,
not the best, in fact.
97-yard par is going to
Well,
haunt me.
to give a little backstory on that putt, I actually had that putt earlier in the tournament, almost that exact same putt. So I kind of
was
just
just
one
how
of
it
those
played.
putts where I ended up missing.
Like I just had to aim like a cup high
playing.
of where I saw it because I knew it was just
Maybe
going to break
Stu
more.
Man?
No, it would have been Walk Life the first time around. In the group stage, I had that exact same putt.
Who won the match in the group stage?
I did.
Remember, yeah, you had the exact same putt, but you missed it against
Yep.
Walk of Life, and I think that puts you back to only like 1 up or all square or something like that.
Yeah, missed it low the first time around, so I kind of had an idea of how it was going to break.
Now, to me, this is one of those, it's a shortest shot. It should get really tight, but there's so many breaks around the hole. It's really easy to end up with a 4 or 5 footer that breaks a bunch.
Yep.
What's the ideal spot for you guys when you're playing this hole? Where do you want to be?
In the hole.
I'd say short and a little right would leave you that kind of just straight uphill putt.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. He's going with the punch.
Yeah.
That's
Couldn't
still
leave it
pretty
short.
good. That's a pretty good spot there too. He kind of found that straight putt.
Yeah, that's good. Gonna have to hit that firm though. It's definitely gonna be downhill a little bit.
Now, these are the type of shots you're kind of just thinking hole out. If just such a good number in, you kind of have to.
Here's probably a little top spin here, right? Yeah, a little bit of top spin. Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive number. A great
Good
spot.
shot.
Uphill, maybe a little right to
Thank you.
left, but
Very good leave there.
oh, that was perfect.
Something makes this one a little bit tougher now. It's downhill, it's got a bit of break to it. You can hit these firm to try and take the break out, and if you catch the edge of the hole, it'll just spin out and go miles down the green.
Not taking any time on
Good
that
putt.
one. He made it though. It's a great putt.
Buried in the middle, that was confident.
It's often the best strategy, I find. The first look, the first instinct you have is often the right one.
Good.
I wish
Thank
my
you.
instincts were as good as yours. I like to look at these putts and I've got no idea what they're doing.
I'm honestly surprised no one has clicked the concede button yet. I'm the same way this whole tournament.
Yeah.
I keep on having to take
You have
like
no
an extra
idea, just
3
spam the
seconds to
menu
make sure I
bar.
click no. It'll come to you. I'm always afraid I'm just going to automatically click yes. All right, we got a headwind. This can make this hole a little interesting. So no tailwind, so you can't go for the cart path.
No.
Going to have about a 9
cart
iron
path.
in, I would say.
Bit of bad luck for Joe here, I think, to have the pin on the right side. I think that's a much easier birdie than the one
Maybe
in
on,
the center
maybe
of
on
the
the
green.
layup. I'll lay up, go for the cart
Yep.
path on the second
So
shot,
far throughout the
third shot.
tournament, we
What do you
haven't
think?
seen the left pin here once. It's been unfortunate.
Sounds like a plan. I'm doing
So
the
we've
same
had
thing.
a lot of a lot of close matches on this course so far. You know, we've gotten to this ninth.
I'm so
hole and
afraid of
just-
missing
it's
this
always
3-wood.
been the back right pin.
Yeah.
It's like even with a
Yeah,
straight
it's a bit
one like this,
anticlimactic, I think,
just a
to
little
have
miss thing can
this
just go
hole
so
as the
far
final,
offline.
as the
Right.
final hole.
But it's a headwind, so they're not hitting wedges into the green, which makes it slightly trickier.
That's true, but I think player of this caliber of Walk of Life and Golf X3, they bury this in 95% of the cases.
Yeah.
I
There's
had
no
a,
way.
I had
no
a
way
9
either.
iron into this hole against Chef UF in the pool play, and I went way long. So the 9 iron tends to act a little weird here.
Yep. But I would say both players probably birdie this hole. I trust 9 iron here, but I'm going to have to use it.
Right on cue. You said you didn't trust the 9 iron.
Did I say that? The actual.
You did, yeah. I mean, this is a shot where a little bit of nerves. Like if you birdie, you win. You go to the finals. I mean, there's got to be a little amped up or something here.
Yep. Let's see if I ding this. I
That was a
ding it.
ding with
Thought
no
it was a
heartbeat?
really good shot.
Ooh,
It'd be a straightish putt, I guess.
Way long.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
Very-
interesting.
Wow.
Let me count that again.
that was surprising.
Yeah, I was a bit
Hey,
lost
exactly
for
what I was
words when I
trying
hit
to.
that.
Yeah, one can tell. You're not happy with that one. Still shaking your head.
My words would not have been broadcastable if I hit one 6 yards long on an important shot like that.
No heartbeat for me either.
Joe gets the ding. No heartbeat either. What'd you hit there?
No, there's no wind or something. I don't know. I hit pitching wedge
wow.
at I don't know, 60.
That's strange. I usually end up short on this one.
Ish. I don't know.
But it's not a terrible putt from behind the pin here.
Okay, I think I still have one timeout left. Spam the menu bar.
Is there a certain strategy to that?
It's just to get rid of the aimer box, basically, when you go behind the hole.
Ah,
When you
okay.
press the menu button, the aim box will just go away altogether.
Yeah, I've never considered doing that. That's a great tip, actually.
This is one of those putts where the dots aren't moving at all, but I just know it's going to break. Just don't know how much.
So at this point in the
Man,
game,
I'm still
both
shocked
players
that
are having to
9 went so
remember how many
far.
timeouts they've already had.
Yeah.
Because more than 2, and they'd end up losing the hole automatically, which would be a disaster at this stage of the game, obviously.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times in eTour events. That's always heartbreaking.
It happened against Peyton, didn't it? I think, was it Ishimi who timed
Yep.
out against you? He was only one down on the 8th hole, timed out and lost the game.
Yeah, and it happened to Luke D9 in a semifinal, too.
Looking back on this putt, it has more break than what I remembered it. It's weird how that works sometimes. Like when I was actually in the moment playing,
So
I
this
didn't
for the
quite
win.
see that much break.
Oh my gosh.
Cornered it.
Wait. Now I regret not
That's
sticking
rough.
mine like 3
Obviously,
feet.
if you make it, you're in the final. So the pressure on Joe now.
You'd
Walk away.
expect Joe to make a putt like this, but if it wasn't such an important occasion. And if he does make the putt, they go to extra holes, and that's sudden death, so the first player to win a hole wins the match. Of course,
And I
if he
believe
misses
he
this, he's out.
doesn't have any timeouts left either.
Yeah, that's exactly where you would want a timeout as well.
Yep.
Mine looks pretty good though.
Oh,
Oh,
bit short on time now.
It's high, isn't it? No.
good putt.
Very nice. Yeah,
Good
that's
putt
clutch.
there.
Thank you.
Very good putt with only a few seconds left on the clock.
How did I win the 9th hole on both of these matches?
So we're going into sudden death now.
I think
So
that's
whoever
impossible.
wins the next hole goes to the final.
Yep, we're going to start back up at hole number 1.
Great win this time.
I don't remember too many sudden deaths in eTour events so far. Have we had any?
Don't remind me. Well, I know from personal experience, I played a sudden death in my semi-final against Jay Smithers in the Denmark event and lost on the first extra hole by missing a 4-foot putt.
The memory comes flooding back. That was painful.
That was painful, yeah. It was for a spot in Dubai too.
That's true, yeah.
But not sure if we had any more.
I remember
extra
many
holes
though.
so
You'd
far.
think in 9-hole matches there'd be tons of playoffs after only 9, but it hasn't happened that often.
Especially with St. Andrews front 9 around so often.
What I want to hit.
So they'll probably both go for the punch here, I would assume.
I'm guessing we don't get any more timeouts.
I don't think they reset.
A little bit of a tailwind here. It's not a shot you're really that familiar with.
Yeah, it's
84
definitely one I would
punch.
feel uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
But that looks great.
Sounds good. Whoa,
Oh.
right over it. Very
well
nice.
played.
Oh, just about ended it right
Thank
there.
you.
Great shot.
Looks like Joe's going to be playing the 75-yard wedge, full top spin.
Is that short?
So, Jason, were you watching
Bit of a
this
safe
match
shot
play there.
while the guys were playing?
I
I didn't want to
was.
hit. I think you hit the punch. Did you?
Were you cheering for Peyton because
Yeah.
you would know that if Peyton
Yeah,
wins,
I
it
didn't dare hit
guarantees
that.
your spot in Dubai? Or
I thought I
were you
would
cheering
be
for Joe just because you wouldn't want
this
to play
type of
Peyton
putt.
necessarily, having
So
because it's had so much
Did you hit
success in
the
these
100-yard wedge, or were you?
Yeah, I was on
75
Team
distance away?
Peyton. I was rooting for Peyton. I like both of them a lot, but I'll take
I
the
hit
trip,
full top
guaranteed
on the
trip to
75.
Dubai. So
Just did it.
Yeah.
Peyton
I was scared.
not birdieing
I was sure if I
9.
did that. I think I was
Oh.
1 yard farther out
Yeah.
than you.
Yeah, you were a little bit further.
Yeah, I
I
can't
knew it'd
blame
be
you.
short. I just
Yeah, you must have been hiding
trust
behind the
the 84
sofa at
punch,
that point
so.
watching this.
I may have been yelling at the screen when he missed the putt on 9. Good match so far, though.
Thank you.
oh, this hole again.
Better wind.
It's a slightly better wind.
All right. Back to hole number 2. We got a good wind here, though.
I don't like this wind at all with these clubs, to be honest, because it pushes the ball towards the bunkers, and with the kind of unreliable free wood here
Yeah.
that he's going for, that could end up anywhere.
Well, you might have just made a commentary jinx here.
No heartbeat on a ding
Well, he
again.
dings it, so it should
And
be
it starts
should be
out
fine.
way right.
Where's this one going?
Started
What?
way offline, didn't it?
Oh, wow.
But it's very erratic.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
That's-
incredibly
See, this
lucky.
just says in your
Oh,
hole.
okay.
Incredibly.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I guess I
you probably have a
understood.
similar putt for power that he had in the regular time for birdie. No way to stop that ball.
At
I
this
think.
point, I was looking down. I was texting champion, WGT champion, to lower my VM. As you can see here.
Random.
If a bit right, and yours has gone a lot straighter.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't go for the hybrid here. Would
I'm
have been
curious to see
safer,
where you
but
aimed yours
great
in
shot.
comparison to mine.
So that right there is the randomness that you get in the game that kind of mirrors the randomness that you get in golf in real life. Joe's hit a really nice shot and ended up in the rough. Peyton slightly missed his and ended up with a perfect uphill putt.
It's obviously super painful in these match play situations. If you play stroke play around, you can live with it, but if it's a situation like this, it's just
Just might not even
heartbreaking.
throw it. Good game.
To go in.
Oh my God.
Surprised he
shot.
took the pin out for that
Such a
one.
rough way to lose, though.
Yeah, this hole just has not been treating you right.
Oh, it's
I
just
must have underaimed it.
gut-wrenching feeling, too.
Yeah.
I had to.
Joe has not had very good luck on this hole.
Didn't think so, though.
First time around in our match, he dinged it, came up short. Dinged another one. It goes
right.
way right on him.
GG's, Joe.
Good game.
And yeah, you could tell he just assumed you will make this one, and
He didn't take any time.
didn't even really try to make his par putt there. That's probably a putt he makes otherwise. Yeah, well done.
Ooh, that was a close one.
Back to the final for Peyton.
4th consecutive finals, so he's been on a
Yeah.
tear.
I can't
That's a
believe
bit
it.
unfair.
I can't believe
Yeah.
that.
So great match. So we've got me versus Peyton in the finals. $5,000 on the line to the winner. It's going to be a good one for sure. For sure. All right. So how'd you feel after that win?
I felt relieved. It was a tight match the whole way through. I gave up a 2-up lead. And then kind of that shot on the second hole here where Joe blocked it out to the right with a ding. It was kind of relieving just because I knew I could have probably made a par and still won it maybe. Although looking back at it, it looks like he would have made a par. But yeah, it was a tough match all the way through. It was tight.
Absolutely. And the last eTour was actually F Magnets versus Peyton, where F Magnets qualified for Dubai. So because Peyton has already qualified for Dubai, that means that and I'm also qualified for Dubai, which was an extremely comforting feeling. So definitely took the pressure off of that match, knowing, where it had been me versus Walk of Life, I would have had to win to go to Dubai. So that part felt amazing. But yeah, it should be a good match here. We'll end up jumping into that one. So we ended up picking.
Good luck. Play
St.
bad.
Andrews.
Play bad. Yep, same.
Yep.
Feel free to
Honestly,
make
I
parts.
played so much Congressional, I just didn't want it. So I
I'll
actually
make a par in the
vetoed
first
it.
hole. Don't try
And
me.
then Peyton chose
Imagine
St. Andrews.
putting it in the water.
How come you didn't want to play Marion, by the way?
Ooh, remember that hole
I
I
didn't
had with
practice
Josh the other
Marion
day
at
on this
all.
hole?
I
I
do,
thought we were
yeah,
gonna
it
play
was
Congressional, to be
alright.
honest, and then you vetoed
Could
it
you
first. I'm
imagine?
like,
You stick
what?
one like really tight, and then I just hole out. I called GG.
Do it. I want to see it.
Looks like he went with a pretty safe play there with the drive.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I mean,
hung
the first
back
hole, I don't
just
want to
for
put
you.
it in the water. That would just be terrible. And you can reach with these clubs sometimes. And with that front pin, I mean, it's really.
I actually
it's
don't know
a
how
really
hard I can
simple
hit this
hole.
driver. I think I can hit it almost
Didn't you win
full.
the Denmark
Or
event
full,
in the
probably.
final on Marion, Peyton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Jay Smithers, actually.
Yeah, so interesting that you don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable with the front nine through the group stage, so I just didn't practice it really. I feel like on hole, was it 5 and 6, it's just so dependent on how far you're up on the fairway.
That's true.
Ooh, good number
Shot.
there.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
How
Yeah,
was
actually-
your
actually-
concentration at this point, Jason? I found when I the previous tournament where I qualified for Dubai and ended up in the final against Peyton, I was so relieved at having qualified that I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening for the first 5 or 6 holes. Did you find the same, or were you?
I think I'm going to
absolutely
use a
focused on
timeout
getting
here,
the
if
result
that's okay
out of
with
this as
you.
well?
I did. I was
Really?
just so happy that I qualified that I didn't feel as any pressure.
you called that
And so
20
I think I was
seconds.
kind of at a point where I was a little too relaxed, just mentally, and
I
I mean,
missed
the
the
hard
big
part
one.
was over. I accomplished the goal, so I definitely
shot.
wasn't as focused
Thank you.
throughout the entire match as I was necessarily in the group.
It's a little
play
tap in.
and
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing this hole
semifinals.
out here. It's been
That's
talked
exactly the
about.
feeling
Let's
I had as
see if
well,
you can
which is
execute.
interesting.
St. Andrews is a nice course for that.
Okay,
though,
what do I
because,
got players? Like
especially
41
on the front
maybe?
nine, a lot of easy holes, so you can
if you want
relax
to.
a little bit. Pressure's not too high on those.
So I don't like hole 2 on Congressional or St. Andrews. Those are the just really my
No, it's not in the
bugaboo
hole. I can
holes, you
promise you
should
that.
say. So
No.
I
It's a good shot,
almost went with Congressional.
I left myself a little too
But
close.
I thought I
think.
played really well against Jay Smithers, braided out the front,
Yeah.
played pretty decent against Stu, so I figured St. Andrews would be pretty good. And it's one of those courses where you feel like you can't win a ton of holes, so it's whoever gets up
Good bird.
first has a huge advantage.
Thank you.
Tough first hole. Feeling all right with the nerves. Everything feeling okay?
First hole here, 2 birdies. I'm just hoping we get the left pin. I like a straight headwind. Are you trying to go for the hole out too, Jason, on this first hole? Because we know you're
I
not
actually
going to
hold
ding it,
out
so-
with
Yeah,
a straight
absolutely.
headwind here
Definitely trying to go
earlier.
for the hole out on one. That'd be huge.
Oh my God! Someone parred this hole earlier. We get another tailwind on the
Just I was
second
playing
hole.
Joe. I did, yeah.
You're
yeah,
playing
yeah. I was
Stu
playing
in,
Joe
weren't you?
here and hold out. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. But you know what they say? You got to
and you
make
missed that
mistakes
putt.
and you learn from them.
Yeah, I don't like this wind on
and
this
then
hole.
take a
So
time
Tee shot the
I really
exact
hated
same
seeing
way.
this wind.
Oh, man. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie
same.
to you. Wow. Look at that
Stop.
thing just
Come on.
keep going. Wow. You love to see it. Huh. All right.
Looks like you're basically in the same spot you were against Stewman, I think. Or pretty close.
Pretty close, but we have the other pin. So the tricky shot here was I knew I needed to
Actually, I
put
haven't
spin
had this
on it.
pin with this wind yet.
Mm.
Not really sure how to play it. I think in your previous match against Stewman in the semifinals, I think you put like, kind of want mine to stop, like 30% backspin
Nah, I'm
on
good
it,
with that.
and you kind of just threw it long. If I
Yep.
remember. Of course, the one
Yeah.
time I didn't want to outdrive you, I outdrive you. Were you thinking the same thing here, or were you just trying to get as close as possible?
I'll be honest, and I don't know what I was thinking. I really was just thinking try to hole it, which really wasn't the right play. I should have played the same exact shot, but I remember right, I think I decided to be extremely aggressive here. I played a lot more back here. I played about 75% back. I was trying to land it short, kick it down the hill, and then check it.
Go.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the worst.
Ooh,
yeah.
Why did it not release?
That's not the
man?
result you want to see, especially
Oh,
when
that's
it's already
terrible.
a heartbeat
Why
shot.
is it not?
No, that's
See, I
probably
played
the
it too
worst
safe
heartbeat
last time,
ever.
so I'm like, I'm gonna be a little
Yeah.
more risky today.
I didn't get the
Good
hard
shot.
kick that I thought I would
Fail.
initially get. It just landed really soft.
I'll probably mess mine up too.
So
I don't know how
anybody
much
that's had
spin to
that
put
putt
on
knows
this.
it is horrendously bad.
Yeah. At this point, I think I was feeling pretty good. I don't think I've ever played this shot before with these clubs and things, but so I was kind of just guessing. I think I was just trying to throw it on the slope somewhere and leave myself like a 6-foot putt coming up the hill. I missed ding it just slightly
cannot believe
late
that got
and
hung
just
up on
kind
the
of
What?
It goes way right.
Okay.
3 yards right.
You got the kick I was hoping to get.
Well,
Yeah.
See, that was the smallest.
At that point, I was
ever.
pretty frustrated.
What the
you're
hell?
gonna have to work for it. Yeah. It's all right.
Just because I knew I probably wouldn't make this putt.
A terrible putt. Not quite as bad as mine, but they're both really bad putts. It's a tough one because you can't play it too firm. Yeah, you can't really play it too aggressive because I'm probably not going to make mine, so you really need to secure par.
Go at it, knock it 4 feet past. You've got a very bendy putt back to the hole, which is not what you want. So you want to hit it up high and dribble it.
Nope,
down
never
to
had a
the hole.
chance.
Oh,
Jeez, that's pathetic. And I fast
yeah,
forward.
that was
Nice.
a
Hit the
wide
fast
open
forward button.
for you there.
I think everyone tends to do that. Once you see a shot is not great, you just want to get it over with without much thinking.
Yeah. So the door was open here.
All
It
right.
is a downhill putt. Breaks quite a bit. Were you thinking about knocking it by too far, or were you just thinking about trying to make it?
I was just thinking secure par. I mean, I just figured if I walk away with a half, it's pretty good. It's just such a tricky putt. Kind of like F-Mag was saying, just can't leave like a long 4-footer. So I was thinking semi-aggressive, but let's not 3-putt this.
Nah, I just had to play it safe. That was just a ridiculous amount of
You
break.
can see how far it went
Oh my
by.
God.
Yeah,
you were
that was
so
a knee
bad.
knocker coming back.
Yeah, it's all right.
As you
Being
can see,
tempted to aim that way left and just putt it up
yeah.
Yep.
sideways on the slope and just let the slope dribble it down to the hole. It might go in, but at least it's not going to go miles past either.
So at this point, we're both playing pretty well, you know. I bet we were both thinking.
At least I
this
didn't
was
bogey
probably
it.
the
That would
hole
have
we
just
should've
been
won.
embarrassing.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
But I struggle on this hole. It is probably the hole I struggle the most on this course.
And I was actually pretty nervous over this putt.
Yeah, you have a lot more break here than what I had. At least I could hit mine very firm and straight.
This is not a gimme.
Good news about match plays, you can just play these very firm. Like, you're not really worried how far it goes by.
Good putt.
Yep, great putt.
Thank you.
2 good pars there. That was solid with that win. God. Cannot believe that did not triple.
Dude,
You can see we're both mad.
I missed it just a touch late, like closest you can get to a ding without dinging.
Another great
I'm
win
not
though.
upset about it.
Yeah.
3 out of 3 for the
Had the
tailwind so far.
perfect distance and everything. Yep, we're
I don't know if
obviously
we can
getting
carry
them
the hill
46
here.
wins
This could
here.
just die right into the
Yeah, for
ridge.
some reason, when you play with Golf X3, you get great wins. It's
Go.
weird.
All right.
We actually had some questions in the chat about whether or not we're doing calculations or
Well, we
using,
missed one there.
some kind of help.
Wow.
What's your approach in these live matches?
Yeah, so we can just use a calculator. So I just have a regular old calculator I'm
gonna
using.
go with a little bit more spin than
that's
you
about
had, I
it.
think. Yep, I use a calculator
And then I also have like a sheet kind of just right below, like on my keyboard. You'll see me look down at sometimes, just for like distance references on the clubs.
Got the hill.
Yeah, the rules for eTour events, you can use a handheld calculator, you can use printed notes, you can write your own notes as you play, but you can't use any kind of spreadsheet help or any other separate monitors to get information off. So all these calculations are having to be done within these 45 seconds as well as hitting the shots.
This is a good win, but it's really easy to throw this past the pin because it tends to skip really hard.
Yep. So I missed thing a little bit early again.
Definitely a safe miss.
So what is going on with my mistings? Jesus.
So in my head, I'm assuming that you're going to make that because that putt's not too difficult. My thing was just don't miss right. I don't want to be anywhere too far right and then go down the ridge and end up with a terrible putt.
At this point, I think I was pretty frustrated from the last hole, and then that misting went offline a bit more than I wanted it to as well. But you get the heartbeat here, and almost hole out.
Very close. Yeah.
That was a great shot.
Controlled it well with the backspin as well there, just to put it next to the hole and spin it back. And that tailwind can be difficult to get the yardage right.
So this will be an interesting one. I haven't watched this one back yet, but
Yeah, it can definitely be challenging to read these rather subtle breaks, especially on the new
I want
version.
your feedback on this putt. So I'm feeling pretty good with this one. Doesn't look like it breaks that much.
This than you were allowing for.
That's straight, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was pretty shocked after I missed that one.
Yeah, I almost hit sunken seat putt.
Yeah, I've missed the same putt many times.
Yep. It was that one that looks like it has break, but it ends up being.
I always
straight.
remember after the fact that it's
Actually broke right to left a little.
Did it?
Yep. I kept it inside the hole. Hit it firm. So young 46 to right, one to left somehow.
It's like playing Kiowa.
Yeah, it's definitely a bonus.
I never know the right spin.
Wouldn't necessarily expect to win this hole.
No. You always
Against the 3-time champion.
3-time champion.
All right.
I was a little nervous of going in the OB, so I pulled that because I had so much room to pull it. Driver can be a little erratic at times with these sets. So trying to play it safe.
Go. Oof. It's very outdrivable there.
The general feeling playing St Andrews in real life is you can miss most of the tee shots left. Because the course goes out on the right-hand side and then loops back in. So all the other holes of the course are usually to your left.
Oh,
So
did you get the hit?
End up on the other fairway,
That hill's weird.
block the shot. That's where the out of bounds that trouble the gorse, fescue, all that stuff is. So yeah, going left is usually okay in most holes.
There's a lot of fairway over to the left, so I'm assuming this is another hole, or is it just that big of a fairway?
No, that's another hole.
Not a great number in. It's phenomenal. Then we're just going to have to try to push a 6 up there, apparently. Hopefully he doesn't hit if I remember this hole correctly, or this shot, I want to say I was kind of like in between clubs. At this point, I think my strategy going into it was to try to play it a little bit short and let it run up.
Got the heartbeat.
Ooh, got the pull. Got away with a big pull there.
Use the ridge there nicely.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, wow.
It was not meant to play like that, but okay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to hit it that short. I was trying to carry that ridge. I was trying to hit it like about 3 yards short. Good thing I didn't carry 2 yards far. They would have kicked real hard.
I remember thinking I had a great number in. I played this
pain.
really quick. It should just be like a foolish 6-iron. I remember feeling really good about my number. But what I forgot
No
was
heartbeat
you
with
have
a
to take a
ding.
little
What
distance
happened
off
here?
here, and I didn't do that. So that
Coming
was a
up way
mental
short and not
mistake.
releasing. Oh no, I nuked it. Wow.
Yeah, so I usually take off
dude,
3
I
yards on
screwed
this
up.
hole with these clubs, and I
know what I did
forgot to.
wrong. Oops.
Pretty big mental mistake there.
Oh, not an easy
Nasty
putt either.
as well.
No, just really bad lead. I think like FMAG said, that's just a mental mistake from feeling a little too at ease and not being in the moment and playing, like my life
Yep.
depended on it, so to speak. Just knowing I already qualified, a little too loosey-goosey there, so to speak.
That was a huge mistake.
And so on a putt like this, are you thinking about your previous shot at all in the process of making this putt?
Absolutely.
Or were you just...
Yeah, I was more mad at myself. Like, how could you make that kind of mistake? So,
Yeah, it's bad. Come on, Jason.
bad putt.
I hit the wrong number. Stupid.
Yeah, you had just perfect leave right here.
Hopefully I don't have another putt that's just lying to me. Really sucks when those putts happen because now I'm just second questioning like every little break.
I didn't
I was
realize
kinda
how much you
second
hit the menu
questions.
bar.
Yeah. After I missed that putt in the last one, I was kind of nervous over this one. I'm like, man, I'm
Guard.
so
So good.
break right now.
God,
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why I played the full number in there. I forgot to subtract and like an idiot. I just rushed it. That was bad. All right, good wind here.
Straight headwind here. That was a bit
Might actually be able
disappointing.
to reach.
Yeah, if they get good bounce here. It's all RNG with the driver though.
Yeah, that's true. Although you can't
on,
do
kick.
much
Definitely
on this pin
got the kick.
with a tailwind either.
Yeah,
So.
that might be a really good number in for you actually.
You got a pretty
Go.
good skip, if I remember right here.
That's pretty good.
Mm,
Come on, RNG, work my way. Go. Go. Oh, of course I didn't. Go. Pretty much the same number. I don't know. It'll be a stretch to get there for sure.
yeah, this 3-1 likes to nuke quite a bit on this hole down, so it might be gettable.
7. Yeah, we should be able to get there. At least to the front anyway.
So it looks like we're at this point where we're just barely too far away from reaching the green.
Yep.
No heartbeat.
I just didn't want to pull this left.
No,
that was
not
my
gonna
only
get there.
concern.
So close. Wow.
Although that got really
That
close.
1
Oh, it
yard
was
you're
so
ahead of
close
me
to being perfect.
might just be the difference maker there, honestly.
Yep, might be. I
Awkward number in now.
At this point, I felt
think
like
I'm slightly more elevated too than you.
I thought for sure you were going to get there.
Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. Well, no heartbeat. It's going right and staying right. Got the ding.
Oh, trade your lies.
That up so high.
I've
That's
actually
a
never
really
hit that
makeable
shot
shot.
before with these clubs.
For this one, I just wanted to just secure birdie. I didn't want to be super aggressive. It's a really tricky shot because we don't have our one wedge we normally have, so got to play this shot a little differently.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Normally, your better players will carry 3 wedges. With the eTour
I don't
clubs,
really
you
know how
only
to
get
play
2.
this. I want
Off
to
it
hold
right
on
into
to
the
the
hill
pitch.
right in front of
but
you.
it looks like I'm going with the flop. I kind of played it like a baby here. I think I'm going to have to flop it, unfortunately. I really wasn't too confident with the pitch on this down slope.
Playing it
A little
safe.
surprised you're going with a flop here. Actually, I thought you pitched
Yeah.
it when we played, so
Yeah, I didn't have much experience with a pitch shot with this wedge.
Shot.
Thank you.
So F-Max, I know a lot of times you prefer a flop over a pitch. What do you think is
Did
the
not expect
benefit
we would be
there?
playing like this right now.
Mostly for
What are
me,
we?
I think
it's
we're
Three
about
under
under
after
through five.
5?
What I
Yeah,
find is
three
that
under,
if you're
something like
pitching,
that.
particularly on a shot like that onto
Goofy.
a downslope, it's very easy to lose control of a shot
Sorry,
and let
we'll
it
step
run
it up.
past. So what I really want is to be hitting a
Jeez.
flop one where I can control the distance, get it to spin a little bit, and then maybe just run out a
I
foot
feel
or
like I haven't
two.
really hit bad shots
Gives you a
either.
chance of
Just
holding
kinda,
out, but it also means you're not going to leave yourself a long
I
shot
hit it.
back by
I mean,
mistake.
the one I dinged, the approach was terrible because I forgot to.
Interesting. There's been a big
Subtract yardage
debate
from it.
over pitch, chip, or flop. A lot of people really like the flop.
oh my God, my meter just skipped.
Shot I
Pitch,
tend
you've probably got a better chance of holding
Good news is
because
you got a
with
massive
flop
fairway,
you're having
so-
to aim off sideways left because the shot comes out, to the right as it would in real life when you're opening a stance and opening the club face and slicing across the ball. So the pitch, it's easier to aim it. You're just aiming straight at the hole. So a flop is more of a safe shot, I think, just so nothing goes wrong. Whereas a pitch, it's a more aggressive shot where
I
you're
just want to
trying
fast
to
forward
hole
this
out.
tee shot so bad right now.
But here I went with a little bit of top-spin, try to catch the down slope,
Oh
which
my
I did
goodness.
perfectly.
Well, got to get the skip.
Holy cow.
It's a
Okay.
huge drive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a
That's a
little
great
ahead of you.
position,
Not
too.
much.
Great number in.
Just 60 yards, roughly.
You
50.
mentioned already the huge greens.
Now I
at
gotta
St
hit this
Andrews.
flipping 9-iron
You
again.
mentioned the fact that you can miss left, and the reason all of that
can't
comes
see, I
together is
can't
that most
click
of these
anything
greens are
'cause it's
shared greens,
glitch.
they're double greens. So you don't appreciate that so much in the game because you're playing each hole individually, but in real life, the back left of this green is the 12th hole. And most of the double greens, I believe if you add the holes up, the whole numbers, they all come to 18. So the 6th is shared with the 12th, previous hole, 5th is shared with the 13th, and so on.
No heartbeat once again.
I did not know that.
It's-
Someone asked, is the
Just
golf
5
course
yards
closed
right.
on Sundays?
Yep.
Yeah, Peyton Googled it, and it is. That's true.
all right. Make sure I want the shot that I want to hit for rare.
Really poor shot there by me.
Yeah, that's a really tricky putt.
Basically, use your ball as an aim point here.
I think it's about 20 years since I played there, but I vaguely remember the tournament that I went up there to play in. They would have to leave Saturdays free for the members to play, so we would
No
have to play the
heartbeat, but
tournaments
should be
on,
long.
weekdays.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll take
Good
that.
spot.
Closed on the Sunday.
Take it.
That's to let the course rest, and it's also because it's a day of rest, so nobody should be out working hard on the golf course on a Sunday.
The tricky putt here for you. I tried to go long on purpose just because that's a putt I'm very comfortable with. It's fairly straightish. So you putted this actually kind of quick. I thought you'd use a timeout. Did you just feel really good about the line?
I think it was almost more just out of frustration. I think it was kind of my thing. Dang it. This is so bad. I think I was to the point where I was frustrated enough to where I didn't want to take time on a putt that I didn't feel like I was going to make.
Yeah, I thought this putt was going to be so much straighter. I thought I left myself in a really good spot, so I was a little shocked when I saw how much this broke. I almost didn't trust it. I was having flashbacks to your
Man,
putt on
that's
3.
not easy.
Oh, yeah. What?
Jeez. It's not. I'm not kidding.
Should just be
Yeah,
like
it's a ton of
corner of the
work.
cup and firm.
No, it's anything but that, actually.
I think at this point, I'm 3 under through 6. I think you're going to be 4 under through 6.
That's a quarter of a grid.
Yeah, neither of us were playing exceptionally
Jeez.
well.
I thought it was just going to be, like you said, inside the cup and firm, but that actually broke a ton. I was not expecting that.
Good,
Because
right?
I dinged it. Thank you. All right, I am not messing with this bunker, man. You see me almost go into it?
All right, so it's a straight side wind. This is a hole you're just going to basically lay up short of the bunker. But with this driver, you can basically just hit it full almost.
Yeah, and that semis versus Stu, you saw I ended up
carry
in
that
30,
ridge
40
if we
rough,
did.
so I was not going to put myself in that spot
All
again.
We'll take it.
289. Sometimes I think it's a little bit better to lay it out to the I think out to the right you get a little bit better camera view, I want to say.
Yeah, I like the angle better. I was just a little
Yeah.
hesitant. I think your line right now is really perfect.
Good line there. I
And
like
there's
your
some
angle.
ridges you don't have to go over.
Not in love with mine.
My God, it keeps rolling on me.
99.
All right, not a bad number in here. Were you thinking hole out at all, or are you just trying to get
No,
it close?
I wasn't thinking hole out at all. I was just thinking pretty close. I was just thinking
Will
I
it
could either
move?
land it pin high or I could land it a little short and let it release out, but there's probably going to be an element of release here to some degree, so I wasn't thinking. I just wanted birdies.
And was there any preference
I
on
need to
missing
pull
it
the
left
pin.
or
I keep
right?
forgetting.
Yeah, definitely right. Not a big fan of left.
Good shot.
Yeah,
It
thank you.
didn't release down. I thought I would get that release and it
I
just
thought
hit and
it would
stop,
release and it just didn't.
which I just said. So, yeah, I mean for you, this is probably what like a
Got a bit of an awkward number in.
punch number. I'm guessing like a flat punch.
I can't remember what I hit.
See either, but
I want to say I hit a 100-yard wedge just because I'm not comfortable with the punch.
have to allow for a little more release, or are you going to put some spin on it? I don't know. Ooh, see, yeah, that I don't know. A little bit of spin on this club kind of scares me, so probably would have gone like a flat punch.
For some reason, the finals
Me?
here, I just could not find
Shot.
the ding. I don't know what it was. I kind of lost my
Thank you.
timing.
I never had it, so I wasn't really dinging at all. I think my ding percentage was somewhere between like 30 and 35% in almost every match.
Were you aware that you'd lost your timing as you were playing, and so you
But-
decided to try and play for the missed ding?
Thank you.
or
Good birdie to you
Was
as
it just
well.
all random and you didn't know what was going on?
Hey, we're making
It
birdies.
was just
Feels
all
good.
random, really. Because when you kind of lose your
Man,
timing,
what am
you're
I? I'm
almost like
thinking
force clicking right at the
4
right
through
time
7.
instead of like allowing
Killing it.
Yep.
your fingers to press at the right time. I don't know how to
You're
describe
absolutely
it. But
crushing it.
I think I know what you mean. When you're playing unconsciously and everything's just flowing nicely,
Yeah.
you're just clicking without thinking, and it just feels smooth. When
yep.
you're actually trying to force yourself to do it, you're trying to make yourself hit a ding, it suddenly becomes 100 times more difficult. It's
Yep.
a bit like real life golf. When you're relaxed and in the moment, you just hit the shots. You're thinking about the shape of the shot. You're not really thinking about, oh, I'm just trying to middle this one or something. You just make the swing and it happens.
It's very hard to find that rhythm in match play, though. At least for me, with all the downtime when your opponent's playing, it's easy to lose concentration.
It's true. There's a lot longer between each shot than if you were playing on your own in a tournament.
So pretty good wind here.
Yep.
Good shot.
shot.
Young 46 got the
Thank you.
heartbeat.
Yeah, great shot.
It's a good lead.
Perfect shot.
This shot's hard because the wind, when it's right to left like this, you have to add a lot more because on St. Andrews, it just tends to really go a little more left.
I want to say this is a shot where I missed blade on purpose, but I can't quite remember. For some reason, I lost my eye for wind aim too. I noticed that I think it was on the 6th hole where I blocked it way out to the right.
I was glad we got this pin instead of the back pin, though. You hit a pool here and got away with it.
Shot.
Like you were miles too far right.
I just got a message.
Yeah.
They said due to time constraints, it's only 9 holes now.
Yeah. At this point, I felt pretty lost in my game. I don't know what went wrong. You know what's sad is actually missing that early.
Really? I mean,
Yourself
I
a
missed
little
mine
bender,
later
too.
too.
Yeah.
That's how I always play this. I just aim normal and then misting late here. So you got the good Joe skill misting there.
Man, I'm gonna miss this putt too.
I was feeling kind of confident I was going to win this
This putt's
hole.
actually hard.
It
Harder
is,
than I thought it was going to be.
not the side you want to be on.
I'm probably just going to take a timeout. We got 2.
Yep.
I think I might have taken a timeout here.
I think so. Yeah, this putt I was like, ooh, I might actually have a chance to win this hole because I knew my putt was going to be just basically straight.
Oh, that's only your first one you used, right?
Yeah.
You're good.
I think in the moment I was feeling pretty good about this putt. It was kind of like a camera view I liked.
Yeah, I like this view right here.
I think I might have mistinged early on purpose. Yeah.
But
Thank you.
So on the inside, I was like, darn it. I thought I was going to win this hole. I think this is literally almost very identical to the putt I had against Stu to win.
All right, going on to hole number 9.
yeah,
I was hoping
I'll
for
take a
a
headwind
tailwind
here. I really don't want a tailwind. Hey, I'll take it. We don't want you getting frisky and making an eagle on me here.
Well, it's 18 holes. So the back 9, there's no way we're going to birdie out the back 9. I don't think.
You don't think? Oh, I
No.
definitely think we can. Oh, I fast forwarded just a touch.
I was playing a practice around the back 9 here just before this match started. And I was thinking about it. I don't think I played the back 9 at St. Andrews in probably 6 months. I forgot what that course even looked like. I think there was a question in chat earlier about what balls we played.
I was really happy when we got a headwind here because I hadn't, in my practice rounds, I didn't really ever get a tailwind. So I a little bit clueless as to what I would hit if we got like
Oh
a
yeah,
straight
keep
tailwind.
going.
Yeah, you got me by a little bit.
So how do you guys choose your balls then? Are you just choosing balls with a maximum spin to try and offset the slightly lower spin you get with the eTour clubs?
I didn't make a switch. I just played my normal balls.
Yeah. I played my normal ones too.
But you're both
Although
using high-end Titleist balls with high spin and high distance, is that right?
Yep.
I got the 96 TaylorMade ones.
Yeah, I played the 87 Titleist.
But
I kind of choose them by random. Whichever balls
Go
I
in.
have most of left.
Just
That
go
take
in.
me through the qualifier and the bracket. So
I'm thinking the highest level Titleist
Thank you.
ball might be the best choice for these type of tournaments.
do you mean the super high level, like the level
Yeah.
103 or whatever?
Yeah, the highest Alright, this spinning should be a ones. full out central.
Okay.
Yep.
But I'm not sure. I've
Yeah,
never
those
tested them
balls by
before.
5.
I haven't either. I always play with that ball, so I never really mess around with testing balls anymore.
So at this point, I was
can
kind of
never
thinking
pick the
freaking
freaking
golf ball
Yeah, I felt like if I would have hit the ding, mine had a chance, but I pulled it a little.
to like change the spin.
Yeah.
Get in the hole.
A little nervous when you said get in the hole. I was like,
What'd you play? Backspin or something?
Took good
Just play like a
shots.
punch?
No, I played like 20% top, something like that.
Some of the viewers from the previous eTour events might have noticed I played with these
I just played
funny
full
coloured Volvic balls in some of the things. I've learnt 2 different balls to play the
But-
courses, a low spin ball and a high spin
Thank you.
ball. So I'll choose a low spin ball if I want some consistency. And where it's a course where you don't have
You know,
so
I'm just going to
many
take a little time on this one
cross
after
carries where you have to carry it onto tight
watching
pins
Josh.
and hold it there.
That was
Some
terrible.
next level
Find
strats.
that
Oh,
for
my
whatever reason,
stomach
those
just
Volvic balls,
Honestly,
I can
that's
just
the
hit
way
the
to
ding all
go.
day with them. The
Drop
rhythm is
one.
really, really natural to me.
felt bad.
So, if possible, I'd love to play with those
Don't
everywhere.
be surprised if
but
we're
they're
like
just
tied
not
on
good
hole
enough to
16
play
and I have a
some
2-foot
courses.
putt and I just take the whole 45 seconds.
that Volvic ball worked out
Oh, I mean,
really
feel
well against me at Oakmont
Your
when you
time
hold
outs.
out for the win. That was a heck of a 5-iron.
Yeah, and it was a ding as well. I was hitting the ding.
Whoa!
all day long with that.
Okay, I mean I missed a little bit, but daggone. I love this driver.
Yeah,
Thing
driver
went shooting
little erratic.
offline, although it'll be a really good angle.
Yeah, that driver is really bad. I never looked at the stats on the actual driver. I wonder if the forgiveness is way lower.
They're too bad. I know, like Jay Smithers, he likes to play to the right on this hole with a wind like this because he said it just makes it a straight wind, which I always just kind of go where
Gosh dang
Peyton
it.
just went.
Why couldn't I just been like 3 yards far? I never thought about it like that before. Although you do get a weird kind of camera view.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an angled camera here.
Yeah, you can see that the angle from the ball to the hole here is the same as the angle of the wind, which is basically telling you it's a straight shot.
I should hit a punch here.
What's 4 yards further?
This
Oh,
one
you
on
wanted to
the
hit like a
back
full
nine.
top shot.
Did
or
you
something?
practice the
Wow,
back
okay.
nine of St. Andrews
One
at all,
yak.
Jason?
Not really, no.
Hello, wind.
Not too
'Cause-
confident.
okay,
about
so my
either
thought going
E4
in was I was
punch.
going to play
Shot
congressional.
my shot.
I was fully content on playing congressional, and then
Oh, that was
I
weird.
just felt really burnt out on it and didn't want to play it.
I hit a good shot there.
That was the game plan. And that was a good call by Mags there. I actually played wind, and it was
See,
dead
I got
straight.
no clue what to hit here. I'm just gonna hit a punch, but it could go anywhere. I think I kept on getting that glitch where I had to keep pressing the menu bar because I couldn't click on the golf ball. I keep seeing that when I'm playing.
A lot of times you have to click off.
Yeah, punching the sand wedge is not like in the rotation of shots I use normally.
Yeah, I'm just not digging at all. It's not good.
There's one course you can get away with a few misses on. It's St Andrews, though. You've got so many wedge shots. If you hit a slight misting there, you're maybe only going 2 yards off line, which is not the end of the world. Most of these putts are fairly flat around the hole.
Right, and that kind of weighed into not wanting to play congressional either because I wasn't dinging very well. So, St. Andrews
But-
gave me that flexibility to
I
miss
get-
ding and still hit good shots.
But
Thank you. Out of this hole. All right, on to
These
hole
that's
number
what you
11.
expect.
15 headwind. Tough wind here.
I
got
like a
absolutely
headwind
no
into this
clue.
hole.
I didn't really know what to expect going into this hole just because I have not hit a shot here with these clubs before. So I had no clue how this was going to play.
I think there was a 50 credit back nine ready go during this time, and I think I played it twice. So I did play the back nine like 2 times with these. This one, I just wanted to leave it out to the right. Like if I was gonna miss right.
oh, you're kidding me! I hit, that
I
so
hit the
good.
ding, and it just did not turn.
You remember that shot, Birchie, that you had?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I
yeah,
just did the same thing.
I'm
offline, I
already
guess.
getting PTSD here, to be honest. It's the exact same shot.
That was against Luke D9, right?
Exactly. It was a decider match in Abu Dhabi at the live event, and
All right,
it
well, I
was the
think
second
it'd
extra
just be a
hole.
good forehand,
And
but what the
the
heck,
exact
why
same
not?
thing happened to me, and I missed the putt from there. And then lost the match afterwards.
I want to say you said you dinged it, so I knew
Yeah, I
it just
dinged it.
didn't turn it off. So I kind of under-aimed it more.
Yeah, it looks like you're playing just inside me. I'm just like baffled at this point. Like, oh my goodness. And then you saw the camera view.
The ding was just
Yeah,
not
mine just
there.
didn't turn.
Huge
I had a
pool.
great
That was
number in.
just a
Great
lucky
shot.
miss thing there.
Great number in. The ball
Thank
just
you.
did not turn.
And
Did
that's
you hit
this is
just
the
full
putt.
forward as well?
I missed this putt so often. I
99%.
had no confidence in this putt.
Oh, okay.
I typically overread this putt every time I miss. I'm just mad at myself right now that I hit the ding and came up with such a bad shot.
At this point, I thought you were going to make the putt. Actually, don't remember if you did or not, but not a bad back view camera. The camera view that's close to the hole looked a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the camera angle's great. I just there's something a little off about this putt, and gosh, I'd say my make percentage is about 20% from here. So I kind of already knew I was going to take a timeout just because I wanted to maintain that 1-up lead. So it's, pivotal putt in my mind. I don't think I'd used a timeout up to this point. Yeah, that was my first one.
So there are 5 timeouts in the final because they're playing 18 holes instead of the 3 timeouts that you would get in the earlier matches, which were only 9 holes.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God.
That one hurt. Oh, that hurt. That hurts just to watch.
So this is the type
that was terrible.
putts. I think that might have went in
there.
on flash. I think you should just concede this, Sometimes
Yes,
you just
that was I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
last week when I
easy.
played the USGA qualifier on Flash. The holes definitely at least seem wider. I don't know if it's true, but
did you aim right to left, or did you just play straight at the pin?
I aimed
a lot of putts
just
that would
inside
slip
where
out
yours
on EA
was,
seem to go
on the
in on
green.
Flash.
and I missed early. Yep. So I just got lucky, I think. It's almost like when you're playing standard
this is one of
greens
those
on
holes.
Flash.
I just got no clue.
You ever notice how you
I'm
can
gonna
hit a
actually
really
take a
hot
timer
putt right
on
at the
this tee
corner of the
shot.
hole and it'll just go in?
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's
if
almost-
you could carry here. I was sketched out. I was glad you were kind of hitting first. I didn't know if you could carry the bunker here.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking I could get on the green here. It was a good wind. I was almost hoping I wouldn't go too far by.
Like I said, I played like 2 rounds in a ready go, and one time I had a very similar win. I went in the bunker, so I was kind of waiting to see what you did here.
That's the ding. I thought I hit a pretty good shot. And then it gave me this camera view. I'm like, what? What?
You almost went in the bunker. It kind of
You
zoomed
carried
out.
310.
Switched out a little early, but
Take it you
What?
weren't trying to go there.
Oh, so it's plugged right in that upslope just before the bunker, so it really didn't get much carry at all.
Watch.
It came up way short, didn't it?
320 something. Yeah.
I didn't see the distance, but I thought it would carry 5 to 10 yards longer.
I think if you play it with a bit of topspin, maybe down the right, you can probably run it onto the front right of the green. Leave yourself a flattish putt. It seems like with
It's definitely not.
this drive, you
like
maybe
90%
can't
power.
carry it far enough to get past the bunker on the left.
I decided just to play mindset.
Although I feel like we probably could have carried it.
Yeah, that's what I was going. I was going for the green.
Which I regret. I didn't
Oh.
know
I thought that
he
one
went
would
full
do like
full at
20
it.
yards almost of help. Could have
Yeah,
carried
it's
it
very,
like
very
317.
close. It's very, very close from there. But I don't think it's worth it. If you would have made it, I probably would have. But
That's a pretty tricky distance with these clubs. Into a tailwind.
A little bit, yeah. If anything, I was thinking just be long right. Just don't be short left or anything like
Good
that.
shot.
thank you.
I noticed you like to hit that full 75-yard wedge a lot.
Yeah, just when I was doing my charting, it seemed it's really
I want to
consistent.
hit a flop, but I'm just going to punch.
The punch just kind of skips out a little more.
Yeah.
If you're playing a reduced power shot down the wind, you're getting quite a low flight with the punch, so it is going to skip on the first bounce, and that just gives you maybe a couple of yards of uncertainty about where the ball's exactly going to finish.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Shot.
Oh,
Thank you. Oh, I don't remember that one.
I don't either. I was like, wow, did he just make that? Oh, man.
You have to be within to get a heartbeat.
Right. Well, it's within 1 foot from inside like 40 yards or something like that. It makes you feel like you didn't hit a good shot, though.
Yeah, I felt like I mismetered or something. Like I hit it 10% too hard. Or something.
Right.
12 holes. Going on to hole 13 here.
Jeez,
Oh,
this
this
is
will be
kind of a tough
interesting.
hole, especially with these clubs.
Yeah, really tight landing spot.
Thank
here.
God. I did not want a
You didn't want
tailwind.
the other pin? Oh, yeah.
I
This
didn't
is
want a
just a
tailwind.
miserable into a tailwind. Yep.
I wasn't even thinking about those bunkers in the fairway at all.
They're definitely in play.
See that carried 289. Like what?
Yeah, you piped that one.
I thought you took a fairly aggressive line there.
I don't know. I got this driver. I just kind of zoned out on that shot. I think. Apparently
It just
that's
depends.
long
It's
ball
just like the
finish,
other
wasn't it,
driver. Like,
taking
you
that
can get
line?
short
Yeah.
drive, long drive. It's all the same.
I'm just so used to the normal clubs. I didn't even realize that bunker would be in play with that wind.
Yeah, I just tried to play a little safer line. Plus, I like the angle if you come in a little more on the
It's
right.
just like
here.
our Titleist driver. Like it's any day, it can go any number.
Is that a good view or a bad view?
That's fine.
Good. Okay. If I remember these clubs right, this is a pretty good number in.
I'm guessing I'm probably hitting like a 5 or 7 iron with a little bit of back off. Probably like 75% back or so, maybe. But it's definitely a great win for this pin.
It's kind of one of those holes you're just hoping you get a good distance on the fairway.
Yeah, like I just wanted to land at pin high, or even if I landed a little past, I just didn't want to catch the downslope here and
Maybe.
carry them forward.
On paper, it looks like a good number anyway.
I think this would be the perfect
That's a good
distance
number.
for the TaylorMade balls for 100% backspin.
Good number with a
Yeah.
ding.
But yeah,
Should be
probably
pretty
have to take a
close, I
bit
guess.
off with the Titleist.
Maybe.
You
I
got
was
the
a little
heartbeat.
nervous
It's
here.
not bad. Jack.
I did not like where I left this.
Not really the side I'd prefer to be on. Yeah, same thing. You should have a good number in too.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the 7 iron doesn't fly. Sometimes does with our regular clubs, so
Yeah.
But you got a really good number in.
yeah. I was kind of nervous it was going to fly long just because sometimes on this hole the irons fly long. Oh, mine
Heard
looked like
the-
it
heard the
went
ding.
left on me. I think it came off
Good
left.
Yeah, I did what mine did.
came off a
Oh
little
my
left.
god. Yeah, that wasn't a great shot, really.
Yeah, we're on the side you just don't want to be
Kinda left
on.
myself with a bender.
Were you relieved to have hit the ding at that point? Did you find like your rhythm was coming back? Because you've missed a lot more shots than usual so far.
At this point, I really wasn't feeling the ding at all. Still, just kind of
More of
lucky.
a lucky ding rather than something
Yeah.
coming back to you.
So I was actually kind of a little bit disappointed because I felt like I wasted a ding after missing it so far left.
It's one of the most annoying things in the game is when you ding a shot and you misjudge it and it ends up miles away. You feel like
Yep.
you've just wasted a good shot.
Wow, I should have taken a timeout here. Looking back on that.
Good bird.
Thank you.
I thought maybe there's a chance you missed that putt.
Man, I figured your putt would be like dead straight almost.
It
There
doesn't
was a
break
break
the
on
time.
that and you had to miss the ding a lot to counteract it, sort of pushing it into the break.
No time needed for your putt.
It was like
Jamming it in.
inside the cup is all.
Two good birdies
Thank you.
there.
Luckily, that's a putt I had decent amount of times. Probably
No
all
straight
have. So
headwind. Okay.
knew it wasn't going to be terrible. Definitely not the side I wanted to be on.
Oh my God, that
Tailwind
drive
here,
started
and
out
we've got
so
the
far
more
left.
accessible pin position, which is back left.
That's
So you
fine,
can
it
run the
doesn't
ball onto
matter
the
on
green
this
and
hole,
get to
does it?
that pin.
Maybe with our drivers, you
No.
can
Low
switch.
chance of eagles here for the guys.
When you're kind of on like the tee box and you just see it go like way offline with the start, you always kind of like gasp.
Yeah.
Like, how could it just went that far off?
Right.
Thought if I could play it right of his line here, I could get down a little further past him.
Kind
Up
of like
with a
just
nice
aiming at
iron
your
in.
ball and just letting her run.
On this drive, all I was thinking was just not missing it late.
A little pull.
I think I should have put topspin on this. You get a little more release, but bit of a safety play, I think.
So at this point, I really don't know how these clubs are going to react at all.
No, I was like, I don't know what's about to happen here.
Like, I'm not sure what this hybrid's going to do.
There's all these ripples in the fairway short of the green there, and you've got to land it short of the green to run it on. So it's a little bit luck of the draw as to whether you land on an upslope or a downslope. The ball might just sit as soon as it lands. It might get a huge kick forward. So there's an element of good fortune to this shot.
If anything, I think I was thinking maybe air long.
Got a big
Shot.
kick.
Oh, it skipped it.
Big kick long.
Did it go all the way in the bunker?
No.
It
I think it's
cut
in
off a little bit there.
fringe or fairway. Yeah, I
It
thought
was
it hit a
just off
pretty
the
good
back.
shot.
Yeah, like it's a very makeable pitch if I remember right.
I think you hit a pretty good shot here too. Same view.
I was hoping I was gonna. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping I was just gonna get like this megalithic kick and.
Oh
and
no, it
just
came up
never
short.
to fruition.
No,
but
It's got that soft bounce, you see. Landing
go off the
in an
green
upslope.
now. Ooh,
Oh, I think it's going to go on the fringe too.
I was so
yeah.
scared that was going to end up on the green.
I was a little close. This is actually not too easy.
You don't
So
like
was
the
this-
putt from down there?
Not in this situation. No, maybe in a normal one I'd be okay with it. But the pitch is tricky too because into this wind, you're just gonna have to play so much release with these clubs. So I was feeling a little hesitant.
Were you think I'd hole out at all?
No, I just wanted to get it somewhere close.
Oh, come on.
That was a good shot.
Ooh, very nice.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Which is weird because I usually am thinking
See,
hole
I
out,
can't
but
select a club or anything. I
just
keep
wasn't.
getting that.
I don't know. I was just playing for birdies.
Another shot I kind of wimped off here.
Yeah, I was a little scared you were gonna hold this.
Well, I was debating whether to pitch it or not just because of that upslope was kind of right there. I was afraid if I hit it a little bit, it might have hit that slope. So I think I ended up flopping this. There's no way I pitched it. Or did I? Oh, I guess I did. I think I aired long.
Pitch is definitely the play.
I think
Yeah,
I
looks
hit it
like
a little bit extra hard just to miss that hill. Even though the hill wasn't so much. I was so afraid of that slope. Didn't know how the pitching wedge was going to land on it. God, that was such a passive play. First putt, I didn't use menu bar.
Nope, you didn't. That was good.
Bert.
Thank you. All right, we got two birdies here. 15, 16, 17. Those are going to be the holes. You basically would have had to hit a perfect second shot to be on the green. I
We're
think,
18.
which we were
Never know
both
about
pretty
18.
close
It's
to
not a gimme
doing.
birdie. Depending on the wind.
On to hole 15
speaking
here,
of
we got a
wind,
straight
it's quite
tailwind. This is going to make this drive pretty
Yeah, I kind of
difficult.
like it. You're the guinea pig here.
Just because you got a small gap in there now. Where you
Right.
can land it.
It's maybe even a little easier with this with the driver because you're not really at risk at ending up in a bunker.
Yeah.
In the middle of the fairway.
Missed mine a touch late.
In down the right and missed a little late. but
Okay,
it's
good
running
ball.
nicely.
There you go. Well played.
I was just afraid of going in that first bunker. It was kind of my thinking
Yeah.
behind it.
My thought was, okay, your drive was pretty good. I just need to aim kind of at just use your ball as a guide.
Yeah.
Literally
I think
just-
I hit full backspin too, just to avoid like the release on it.
Yeah. So then I aimed a little left just in case.
Oh my! I just barely missed ding that.
I
and it
barely
was
missed
going
ding this. I
so
mean,
far offline.
microscopically.
I mean, I barely missed
I
ding
went
that.
really far right.
That is incredible. That is so unlucky.
Yeah.
Unreal, man.
Bit of a rage at this point.
Yeah, I know you're upset.
Well, I basically shanked the
Hide
driver
your
on
Well, I
upset.
hit
this
the
one.
tail.
Wow. I mean, I just barely missed
At this
ding
point, you got to be pretty frustrated.
that. I aimed left
I
of
hate
your
to
ball.
say this, but
Yeah, that's definitely unfair. That's even worse than the
I said
shot
this, but
Walker
I missed
Flies
late
hit
too on
on
mine.
Congressional.
Jeez,
Thanks once again,
man.
WGT champ.
Yeah, not in a good spot mentally at this
That's
point.
just unreal, man.
Were you thinking of trying to par the hole, or were you just?
I don't
kinda
know. I
cruising
had
at
no
this point?
thoughts. I had no thoughts.
Yep.
I was just upset. I was just hoping I could just somehow get it on the green.
I'm actually surprised you got that far from the 60-70%
That's awful.
fescue. It's a pretty good shot
I
from
think
there.
went like 10 yards right. God, I
Way
hate
further
this
than 10, but I was livid at this point. And 15th hole all square, and
I think I even told you after this hole that I missing mine too.
yeah, he had actually aimed further right than me and missed late, and ended up in the fairway. It was
Great
At this
shot.
point in my mind, I'm just thinking, okay, thank you. Don't
That
mess
is
this hole up.
incredible.
God, I carried
So
please
far.
birdie this.
You made it to the green. That's a really incredible shot from the fescue. It's a horrendous putt, but at least you've got a putt.
yeah. I just was totally checked out at this point. I remember
I'm definitely using a timeout here.
I decided to use the timeout just to like get mentally back in it.
That's a good idea. A good presence of mind to do that. It's very easy to just assume you're not going to make the putt, assume that everything's going against you at this point, and just play it quickly, just get the hole over with.
I was
Brutal.
kind of nervous you were going to make this putt.
An easy putt.
Brutal timing for such a errant shot though. With 3 holes to go, 2 of them clear birdie holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
I
something you can
remember-
recover on early, but this is really late in the match for that.
I remember Josh or Jay Smithers had that one time happen in the finals against me too.
So
I think
bad.
it was Marion, number, what hole is it, 2, the par 5?
I think so, yeah.
I think he missed, dinged it a hair early, and it just went straight left on him into the rough. I think that hole cost him 1 shot.
Yeah, that happens quite often on the second.
Nope.
And I was really thinking we were going to make this putt too.
Good night, man.
Barely missed the ding, and I don't know if
I
it
just got
cost me
all
there.
tabbed out of my game.
Ugh.
I think on a putt of that length, even a slight misting is going to throw it quite a long way offline.
Yep.
Even a ding. A ding might not even go straight.
I'm just
Yeah.
hoping you miss. I'm like, oh, please, just give me a
Uh,
break here.
At this point, I'm thinking, man, if I miss this, I'm going to look like a clown.
And it's definitely a missable putt. Not for you, maybe, but
Payton's
I
pretty
would
good at
miss.
these
I
ones.
would miss about half the time, I guess.
I'm surprised I didn't take a timeout there.
Good bird.
Yeah, great putt.
Thank you.
Ugh, yeah, that
It's
was
so
a
bad.
heart-sinking feeling
So you
right there,
missed late
just
as well.
sick to your stomach. And then you tell me you missed
Yep.
late, and that made it worse.
When did I tell you that though?
I don't know, but I just heard me say, okay, so you missed late as well. So that did not make me feel any better.
Probably why I told you.
Yeah. And then your ball leaks to the
Oh,
right
what?
here.
Yeah.
Wow. This
And that was
is
a
very
ding.
close to the out of bounds.
Oh my God. I didn't remember that.
Me neither. I didn't actually realize that.
I think with the element of randomness in this drive, you have to be super cautious about the
so-
line that you take, and you really have to hit the ding as well, because misses can go anywhere.
Yeah, so
I
I put
think
Dude, what
Go
the
ahead.
heck, man?
she used it the same thing, I think.
yeah, mine shot
What
way
is
right
going
again
on?
too. But I did
I
miss
think
a
he
little
was-
late.
That's even
Late
worse.
again.
Wow.
It flies. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was
All right,
like
I'm
1 yard
missing late
away
anymore.
from
Good
absolute
Lord.
catastrophe.
So at this point, I'm livid. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this
What
driver.
on
All I
earth?
can think about is the driver.
I think, Chris, you had a drive like that on me as well. I think it was Oakmont number 2, where you hit a ding
A
on the
couple of
driver
drives in that match, yeah. That
and it
was-
went like in the bunker or something.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I went
Man,
straight right
that is
into the
nuts.
bunker. That cost me the hole there. There was another one a little bit later on. I missed a fraction late, and it just went sideways off 30 yards into the rough. So that was that just
Yeah, I think
killed
we
me.
can
I made sure I did
we
not
can all
miss
agree
late,
that Peyton
'cause
has
apparently
used
that
up
is
all of his
death.
good luck for the rest of this eTour season.
Okay.
The 9-iron went
so-
way long. Way
Yeah.
long.
Was it the 9-iron
Crazy.
again?
It was the 9-iron again, yeah. So I just, oh man.
So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I should probably take a couple yards off the shot, but I didn't want to come up short because isn't there like a little hillside in the front there? If you come up too short, it'll just kind of
Yeah, come up
come all
about
the way
5
down.
yards short, and you're in trouble. It's funny that the 9-irons and the 8-irons both seem to fly a little bit when you're playing into headwinds.
Dude, what? So I got a ding here, but no
Is the
heartbeat
9-iron gonna
again.
F me over again?
Yeah, so we played about the same spin,
Gotta love the
same
9-iron.
shot.
I thought I had 9
on.
iron as well.
So
Yeah, I
another
went
one.
way long.
Yeah, similar result.
I'm frustrated at that point.
Yep, I'm pretty frustrated at the moment.
Yeah, you are. I still don't think I told you about that drive on 15 yet.
No, because I just said previously, so you missed late as well, huh? So at some point, I think you told me.
Oh,
I'm assuming I took a timeout here. Or I hope I did.
Nope. Oh my goodness, Jason.
I just missed that by
Should've
an
taken time out
absolute
there.
mile. At this point, I thought, okay, the match is over.
Terrible.
how many timeouts do I have?
I have
12
no
foot,
idea.
About 2 down. Was feeling pretty good over this putt. Even though this
Sweet.
really isn't a camera view I like. I found the downhill putts with this view is just hard to judge. Like you have to overplay it every time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Very
Jesus. Just a poor putt.
close. Lifeline for Jason.
Gotta
You
make
see
a
his
putt.
face. He's very pleased. He's still in the match.
It was unexpected. I was 99% certain he was making that putt.
I thought I was
Who
making
wants
a
it
putt
more?
too.
Because we are tanking.
No,
yeah.
I
One
want
thing I learned from watching the video here
No
is
one
that
wants
Jason
that.
does
Dude,
not
that's
have
so
a grid to the
trash.
face.
No.
I'm gonna say it there.
9
I'm
irons.
garbage.
Oh.
Flew. Leisher's didn't
Yeah,
go like
you're just
6
gonna
yards.
have to take it. You have to take it because if you come up short, you just screw yourself.
All right. Daggone it.
What's
is
the
gonna be a
pin? What's the
treat.
wind? Okay, we're gonna left to right tailwind. I love
It's going
this.
to be a treat.
Probably one of the
30 wins,
worst
that's for
wins you can
sure.
get here, as opposed to make
Yeah.
guess dead straight. But
It's a good win for you. If I'm one up, this is the one I want to see.
It's
making
making
me
a one-up
nervous 'cause
lead
my
here. I
meter's
was
starting
really
to
happy
skip
with
on
this
me.
wind and this pin combo.
I mean, that's just,
Yep.
I just call that every single
I mean,
day.
playing birdie here is
All right.
well, would almost feel like an eagle. I
Man.
think. Not a high percentage chance.
I had to pull myself back together. That really got me flustered pretty heavily. I'm not going to lie.
I like to play topspin here just to let it release down. So I had a good feeling I was going to be ahead of you.
Bad
'Cause
drive.
your ball just kind of hit and died, so I figured you played a little bit of back.
I missed late, and it's like stupid offline. It's the play I wanted, but I would prefer to have landed in the fairway to get the big kick.
Pretty good angle in there.
I cost myself like 15 yards there.
So with this shot, I was just kind of thinking, okay, try to make par on this hole. I didn't really know exactly how I was going to play it, but I think I came to the conclusion I was just going to try to land it somewhat pin high and just let it release.
Oh,
If I hit it somewhat full and land it pin high, then it should kind of just run by a little bit.
I think with our normal clubs, it's still a birdie hole, but with these clubs, it's such a tricky shot.
And you'll see here, that shot came up very short and kicked hard.
I think he
That
went
shot went in the
fescue.
fescue.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, okay, if by some miracle I can make birdie, we're all square. Just focus up.
And are you thinking shove the ball out right, try and land it short and run it up the contours of the green to leave yourself a birdie putt? Or it looks like you're going straight at it.
I probably should have, but I was just thinking straight at it. I think what you're saying is definitely what I should have done, but no, at this point I'm just right at it.
I don't think these clubs and balls, they don't have high enough spin, high enough trajectory.
Would have loved to have heard a heartbeat there.
Pin.
Nope.
You have to be landing it right at that bunker and just letting the contours feed it round a bit towards the pin, and just take a 15-foot straight downhill putt if you can get it.
Well, I have myself over.
And I landed that right where I wanted to.
I even hit it harder on purpose just to. Man, so at this point, I was kind of feeling like a clown. Yep. I was thinking, problem is I don't know how this is going to react at all. I got no clue. He's going to par it. So par's probably going to let a hole go by.
Unlikely, but I would take that.
Yeah, I felt like you were for sure.
Can I call a hotline? I just didn't remember how the light fescue played out of here with these clubs or anything.
I would hit 3-wood full back, full power.
It's not too tough if I remember rightly. It's almost like the downslope bit cancels out the effect of the fescue. You can almost play it to a normal length.
I think I only taken one.
Yeah, you got plenty.
I was not confident on the shot at all.
Or do you?
I just don't know how this is going to carry, how it's going to release. If I had like a spreadsheet, I'm like, oh, I have no clue what I'm doing. But
yeah,
I just can't remember how this plays.
But how do you get the good clubs? Well, in the eTour events, everyone uses the same exact club. So if you want to play with some better clubs, make sure you play the eTour qualifier. I just felt like with my luck, you were going to make this. Just with how the last couple of holes had gone.
Played that pretty decent, about as good as you could play.
It was an okay shot. I put myself in a good position. Just kind of guessed.
Up the hill, not much break there.
You must have had the putt from this position hundreds of times before, but each time it's fractionally different.
Yeah.
The wind affects it from putting this far away. So, I don't know, you're probably not very confident about making this, I guess.
Nope. At this point.
But you would have a pretty good idea of what the line is.
I had a decent idea, but the confidence level at this point, I was just mentally not 100%.
I'm just going to use the timeout here.
Yeah, I was super confident in you. I thought you were going to make that long putt on the 15th in this
one.
We
got it. It's kind of important.
It's like, man, these are the putts he just makes.
Yeah, 16, I felt like I should have made that putt. So I was still a little mad about not making that putt. And then 15 tee shot. So it was just kind of building.
And in your head, were you thinking you have to make this putt?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a must make. If I don't make, it's over.
You got the ding.
Let's go, baby!
Oh, great putt. And he sinks it.
My best Agent Brown impression there. A little.
Finally,
shout
it's
out.
About time. That was my best.
I had some
Agent
pace
Brown.
on going to the hole as well. That was really going 100% at it.
It was a little firm.
I'd have missed. That was 8 feet past, I think.
Actually, I don't know if I do.
So now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, man, if I can get a really good kick here, we can get on the green or something. I'm gonna eagle and win this.
I wasn't even disappointed with that putt you had.
I don't think
I was mentally prepared for you to make that.
What do you think happens if I miss late here?
Big tail one here. You're on the road.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was nervous about missing late. I wasn't kidding. I made sure I pulled it.
Oh, I did not get the good kick, so good chance you'll be quite a ways inside me here. You might be able to get on, I would assume.
Did you guys practice this shot at all with this driver? Because it's possible to bounce it onto the green off the path if you get the right power on the tee shot, or you can try and land it on some of these down slopes if you know exactly the power to use.
I didn't. It was a guessing game for me.
Yeah, it's pure guess. Going into the back nine, basically just blind with these clubs. I thought I had a pretty good chance of making it, just because I think Jason
Very
Shot
nice,
got a
very
pretty
nice.
soft
You got the
bounce.
kick I could not get.
Oh my god!
Ooh, I didn't realize how close that was to being just perfect.
A little further right, and that would run all the way up there.
Yeah.
That's still a good pitching distance away from the hole. This is slightly more awkward down the wind.
Oh, I would have hated to have this shot.
Yeah, this is a skittish shot. I was like, oh boy, if I land this too short, it doesn't get up. If I land it too far, I got a 6-footer. That's
Have to
tricky.
not botch this. No heartbeat. Oh,
Good shot.
thank you.
Yeah,
I
very
was a
solid shot.
little timid
Easy
on
for them
that.
to go a little bit wrong and just
Might
leave an
cost me.
awkward bendy putt from 2 or 3 yards away.
Yep. This is where I'm like, okay, he's gonna hold this. It's over.
Dude,
Oh,
I
the
babied out
flop
again and
again.
flopped it.
Really? You kept going with the flop.
Yeah, I was just so scared of those hillsides in front. Even though they're not even in play, I was in my mind. I thought they were at the time.
I think that's a legitimate fear because usually we'd have a 17-yard pitch shot to play this with. This is a 26-yard shot. You're having to take a lot of power off this. And it's downwind and it's uphill, so there's not that much room to land
Okay.
the ball. That's a good safe play.
No pitching in, thank God.
Goodness.
would've sucked.
I thought for sure you were making it.
Man, I just want the option to pitch. I keep on flopping all these. Man, at this point, I
So,
thought I lost the
hillside.
match.
Oh, you didn't-
In the
you
front
flopped
line.
it?
I thought, man, it's meant to be. Yeah. Hold the putt on 17 after the unlucky shot on 15.
Well, 18 holes wasn't enough.
It's going to
Keep
happen.
going.
Man. Should have just took a timeout in hole 16 on my putt.
Already mentioned the
Oh.
lack of Sunday
Yep, me
players
too.
that we've had so
I
far.
would've had
Now
it on
we've got
17.
2
I
in
would've
3
missed.
matches.
I don't think I have any timeouts left, do I? It says I have 2 timeouts left, but does that mean...
And this could
I guess
go on a
technically I
while.
got 1, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think
I don't know
so.
how that works.
So we
See
know
what-
we've got that
feel like
awkward
you're
front
playing
pin
me.
position on the second hole, which can be a
I could be
match
wrong,
turner.
but I'm pretty sure when it shows you have
I could
one
be
timeout
wrong.
left, you can't take another.
We should probably repeat
All right, I
for
missed late on
everyone who
purpose just
tuned
to
in
see how
late that
far off I went,
the
and it
winner
went a
is
good
getting
ways
5,000
off.
euro,
It
dollar,
does not want me
excuse
to
me,
miss late today.
and a trip to Dubai.
That stupid driver killed me.
Yeah, well, yeah, and this one I've already got Dubai locked up, so we're really playing for 5,000 here. Second place gets 1,500,
That's true.
so about a $3,500 match. No pressure.
Big difference between first and second place in cash terms.
But you went a lot more aggressive than I did.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't playing around.
No,
It's like F that drive by Jason.
you just
I got a
you
hole
still
out,
came up short.
and I still came up short.
Every hole, yeah, basically a $3,500 hole. This is probably the first time I felt like I could hold this. First time all match, but I was actually really legitimately trying to go for a hole out. I got the heartbeat, and I was like, I made it. But no.
Good shot.
Thank you.
I think I was just trying to get it close on mine.
Distance was perfect, I think. Just a bit to the left.
Up slight pull. But you get a heartbeat from, that yardage, and you just instinctively think, okay, this has got a chance.
Shot.
Thank you.
Pretty
All right,
easy
looks like
putt in normal circumstances, but you wouldn't necessarily want a putt from
All right, back to hole
too
2.
much further away than that in a
Yep.
situation like this.
Back to good old number 2 that I've parred twice today, so I wasn't feeling overly confident in the hole. You can hear my reaction. I wasn't a big fan of that wind.
Man, I really hope this doesn't come down to
Thankfully,
who
we
gets
didn't
the
get a
best
straight
distance
10.
in, even though it'd probably been easier. But I hope we both
Was having
good numbers in.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even hit full power.
I did not.
I really don't
Okay.
want like a 90.
It's like I caught myself.
7-iron or something.
Dude, I'm so
didn't
anti-late
miss that
right
one,
now.
Peyton.
Like, just petrified.
That wasn't
missing
gonna happen.
late.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely the pool. I
The way
was
this driver's
I was
acting.
scared to death to miss anything late after those drives.
Oh boy, could be a 9-iron. That club's been really good today.
Not a fan of the 9-iron.
Playing mine out to the right.
That was pretty aggressive down the right, actually. Good news is that'll be a 7-iron or 8-iron.
Yeah, I was thinking I was probably going to par this hole just because I don't think I've really played this front pin before too much with these clubs. I didn't really know how it was going to play.
Looks like you're trying to land it short and let it dribble all the way down the pin, which is a very aggressive shot to play, but it does give you a really good chance of maybe a hole out or a shortish birdie putt.
Yeah. The good thing with these clubs is you really don't have to worry about it kind of get stuck up on the hill unless you land it
we got
way up
ding
on
it.
top. No heartbeat though, so I was a little bit disappointed with
I
that.
think you'll be just fine there.
Yeah, he landed it perfect.
I think you're definitely going to make that putt. So
Really easy birdie putt, too. So I knew I
Pull
had
off
the
on the
birdie at
G.
this
Man,
point.
I actually hate that putt. I missed that putt a
I think
ton.
it trickled down to like
7 feet
7,
or so.
8 feet, yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking the same thing. Just land it short, use the ridge to take it down to the hole. Except I think I was hitting 9-iron, which has been a bad club for me today.
We've seen 9-irons with a bit of spin taken off fly really long, haven't we? A couple
Yep.
of them so far today. But is the same thing going to happen here?
no heartbeat.
Bad pool.
But it should not come up short this time.
It didn't go long, but it is offline.
Yep.
Well, my putt is way worse than yours. So
And it just did
Really?
not stop.
Man, I was a little bit unlucky
I think
with
mine's
that
worse
number
than
you had in.
yours.
Did not want to stop there.
At this point, I didn't know if I had any timeouts left. I wasn't going to risk it. I wasn't going to DQ. I was feeling a little pressure. I knew I had to putt it decently quick and get the read.
It's the funny thing about these timeouts in WGT. If they say you have 5 timeouts, you actually get 4, and on the 5th, you get penalties or disqualified or something. So you've really got to be sharp on how many you've taken so far and be very sure that it's not getting anywhere near 5. And we've had a couple of guys lose out on matches by using too many timeouts by mistake so far in this year of esports events.
GG. God, this whole
Oh, man.
I felt really good about that line, too.
I should have timed out again. I had one more, but
So you had no clue if you had another timeout left?
got me twice.
I didn't
dude.
know. I said I thought I had one more, but I wasn't. I thought I did, but I'm
I
not
wouldn't
willing
be
to
calling
risk
GG
it.
yet. Yeah.
No,
it
you'll
kind of
make
looked
it.
like you were a
These
little
are
bit
my-
rushed
my
on
putt
it.
These are my worst type of putts.
Yeah,
But you said you felt good about the line, so maybe not.
it was a little rushed at the beginning, but once I thought the line, I was like, yeah, it looks really good. Let's go. But it just
I was
didn't
really,
turn.
I was really scared of missing this putt. I've missed this putt so many times. The one that's just a little bit more to the right. 'Cause every little different position breaks so much more.
Good game.
And you get that
Good
little
game.
hesitancy.
Great win. Congrats on number
Well
4,
done.
buddy.
Damn.
So Peyton, that's
Ooh,
4 wins
sorry
out
after
of
that.
4. What on earth is going
Driver
on?
absolutely effed you over.
Yep. 4 in a row.
20K in the bank now.
Just
Amazing.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if you were
A beer for a student.
Not bad. Yeah,
He doesn't even drink. That's the problem.
even. Yeah.
that is outstanding. Congrats to Peyton on 4 in a row. $20,000 in the bank. I did secure the trip to Dubai, which is great. And $1,500, which is not bad. And big thanks to F Magnets, Birchie, and Golf X3 for doing the commentary with me. Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
And for those at
Thanks.
home that want to play, you've got the eTour qualifier that's still in play. We have one last event where you might be able to play and compete and win $5,000. That is happening right now, and that will conclude, I believe, in 2 to 3 weeks. So you have some time to get in there and play with some good clubs and compete against some of the best players in the game. Good deal. All right. Well, we appreciate it. Birchie, I cut you off. What did you have to say there?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
At least I don't think you did.
All right.
I'm a bit tired by now for all this awesome golf. Maybe I forgot what I wanted to say.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, you guys can find us playing on Twitch. I believe all of us do stream on Twitch every once in a while. And look forward to seeing you guys in the next qualifier. And have a great rest of your day.